And we're going to put a marker right here for our awesome archive team, letting them know we're getting into the game. We're going to tab over to this screen, and before we get started, just really quick, I noticed during the recording of the last episode that our overlay is slightly out of date. I don't want to change the overlay completely, because we are still doing Crown of Fangs, and we'll be going back to Cholt at some point in the future, but I did notice that some of our text is not up to date. I am aware of it. Thank you guys for letting me know, and I will get it updated in the next couple of episodes, hopefully. So that's what we have there. Let me turn some music on for you guys, and let's talk about where you've been and where you're going. This is the Witchlight Carnival. Our heroes have taken a break from Cholt to aid a Fey entity who... Why is my music not playing? Because it didn't go. There it goes. To aid a Fey entity in helping with a member of their family being endangered in some respect. They have found the Witchlight Carnival is a magical place that runs on joy. They have met several denizens of the carnival, as well as some patrons who may or may not want things to go smoothly at the carnival. And ultimately, the carnival is a means to get to the Fey realm of Prismere. Where is my music?
I can hear it.
I can't. So I'm gonna refresh really quick. I don't know why my music's not working, but hey-o. And hopefully, use the carnival to get to this Fey place and help the local ruler of the part of the Feywild connected to this carnival to get where they need to get, and like help them whatever's wrong. They have no idea what's wrong. They have no idea what is through their looking glass. Oh, that's why I can't hear anything, because it shunted me over to Vom for some reason. Nani?
Welcome to Vom.
Let me get back over to Crown of Fangs. Sorry, friends. Little peek behind the curtain there. Hey, join us on Thursdays for Voices of the Mountain. It's a lot of fun. Anyway, the realm of Prismere is lorded over, apparently, by an archfey named Zybilna, and every single time I want to call her Zyblina, and that's not her name, which is a shame, because Zyblina is objectively better. Anyway, the party has to get there, and the purveyors of the carnival, Mr. Witch and Mr. Light, know how to get there, and they don't seem to be forthcoming with that information. The only way to really sit down and talk to them is to be crowned the monarch of the festival, the carnival, excuse me, the happiest denizen around, and unfortunately the carnival runs on Fey rules, so if you're trying to get a contact with Mr. Witch and Mr. Light, you're not going to get it, which takes all of our heroes out of the running, because this has been revealed to them by an Archfey Warlock, Pact of the Archfey Warlock, a Kenku by the name of Kettlesteam, who really wants to get into the Feywild because Zybilna is their patron, and something seems to be wrong. Zybilna has vanished, and her blessings are understandably fading. Kettlesteam tasks the party with stealing Mr. Light's Witchlight Vein, which controls the metaphysical, the mercurial, the intangible, the spirit of the carnival. And when the party brought this up to the head of security, Burley informed them that that was a good way to get dead, and instead directed them to take Mr. Witch's Witchlight Watch, which controls all the physical aspects of the carnival and is much easier to take. And that's pretty much the last shot of our episode. The party is standing outside the information booth of the carnival yet again, and it's time to make a plan for this heist. So, to that end, players, Candlefoot is not back in the information booth as of yet. Burley is calmly walking away, and the floor is yours. What would you like to do?
I know that Vader mentioned that Brick could change his armor, but what would that require us to do for him to do that?
It would be a short rest.
I'd say just leave your armor. I can just wild shape into a macaque and get a better chance.
Honestly, I might change it anyways for the extra speed.
Yeah, fair. You have been falling behind a little bit because of the encumbrance.
Yeah.
I am curious to know all of the bullet points of your plan. You guys seem to be pretty much of a mind of go to the Big Top Bonanza, get into the VIP section, and steal the watch from Mr. Witch. But after that, I haven't heard anything from you guys.
After that, my only concern is I actually been thinking about this. The carnival works on intention. If we say, hey, we found the watch, that's a lie, and the carnival knows that that means there's an ulterior motive. We want to talk to them, but I don't know how we're going to explain how we have the watch to them beyond we stole the watch.
The issue that I'm having, Dr. Lorelei, is you're jumping from we steal the watch to we have the watch. But there's steps in between.
We're effectively just out here like, it's simple, really. We kill the Batman.
Okay, apparently we're immediately jumping to murder, so...
No, it's a reference, okay.
No, I get that. That was me trying to play as a joke.
I mean, I don't think working off intent would imply that they will know when we're lying. I don't know.
I mean...
Yeah, that felt like a bit of a jump to me, too.
You are correct that working off intent, they won't know that you're lying. They'll know that you're lying if you say, Mr. Witch, we found your watch, because witch and watch cannot be separated.
Fair. Never mind.
Like, you're saying that because Burley said it. Burley didn't mean literally, hey, Mr. Witch, we found your watch. That's why he said you come forward with your hat in your hand. Like, what Burley meant was, yes, Mr. Witch, we took your watch. We don't want the carnival to fall behind. Here it is. Now that we have your attention, this is an emergency. That's what Burley meant.
Got it.
So it's really more just to, like, look, now we got your attention, just listen to us, hear us out.
But again, you guys are jumping from we go to the Big Top and steal the watch to we have the watch. And I feel like and maybe this is just me, in which case fair enough, but like there are steps in between those two.
Mm-hmm.
Because you go to the Big Top, you shapeshift into a macaque or switch your armor or whatever, you reach into Mr. Witch's coat, you get the watch. It is not then smash cut, you're handing the watch back over. It's all hell is going to break loose. Mr. Witch is much more subtle, apparently, than Mr. Light, so he's not gonna, like, stop the Big Top show. But as soon as he realizes that watch is gone, everyone not actively involved in the show is going to get a red exclamation point above their head.
Got it. Okay. So on the one hand, we could just... Well, A,
What's
getting
your
into
exit
the
strategy? Go ahead.
No, it's gone now, sorry.
It's fine. Seems like some of my players have their nerves kind of up tonight. Are you guys okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Yeah.
You sure? Because I'll be honest, I was kind of thinking the same thing.
I'm good.
Okay. I won't ask again. So, Kyan,
I'm trying to-
what are you thinking? Like, since you seem to be on the same page I am, what's your exit strategy?
So, hang on, I gotta pull up my sheet.
Mm-hmm.
That brings up a question of mine.
Mhm.
When I am shifted,
Mm-hmm.
if I have a spell buff affecting me, does it carry through the form into the form?
I need you to elaborate on specifically what you mean.
If I have haste and I wild shape into the macaque, will the haste effect carry into the macaque form?
Yes.
Okay. So wild shaping isn't subtle, is it?
It's more subtle than casting a fireball, but no, it's not exactly subtle. However, there is an aspect of wild shape oft overlooked that really puts you in a good position if you go that route.
Which is?
What happens to your equipment when you wild shape?
You decide whether it drops, molds into you, or you're just carrying it.
Right? Think it through.
I see what you're getting at.
We'll say it.
Oh!
You take the watch while you're not wild shaped. You wild shape and then meld it into you.
Or no, while you are wild shape, and then you become Kyan, that watch, nobody can get to that watch, even if you die.
Wait, does that work, Matt? Like,
Yeah.
I thought you had to be attuned.
Equipment you are carrying falls to the ground, melds into you, meaning stays in that form, or is carried by the new form.
I mean, hey, I'm the D&D newbie here, so trust me, I'm fully going off you guys. That's more me being surprised.
Here's the thing about attunement. Attunement is to use an item. You can carry as many magic items as you want. There's no rule that says, oh, you've got 3 attunement slots, you can't touch another magic item. That's not how it works.
Fair enough. Just like I said, that's what I thought, but again, that works.
So, what if I got my hands on it? I go in as a hasted macaque, get my hands on the watch. While hasted, shift into an Eoraptor and use the fucking lightning speed of the Flash himself to dip.
Why do you need to be hasted?
Because it makes the exit plan a lot easier.
That does not in any way... Like, okay, yes, technically the sentence you said answers my question, but it doesn't give me any useful information whatsoever.
40 feet versus 30 feet of movement will help you.
The difference of the doubled speed and the fact that I can just dash.
Wait, I got a stupid question. If it's merged into Gamzelus's wild form and say, okay, someone murders him, it's still merged, right? Like, it doesn't just...
I did say, even if you die. I did just say that.
And they would be aware of that fact, right?
Yeah.
The thing is, don't you drop wild shape before you die?
Yes, exactly. So if... Let's go back to a reference that I made a couple of streams ago. I don't remember if it was Wildsbound the Witchlight or if it was Tales of the Nightlights. And if it was Tales of the Nightlights, sorry viewers, I know not everybody watches every show, but the idea of the turtle bank. A druid gets a giant turtle form, absolutely overloads it with gear. Just hundreds of pounds of whatever the party might need. And then wild shapes back into human form, or whatever, and just never touches turtle form unless you need to make a withdrawal from the turtle bank. That gear is always there. The risk is, if you die, that stuff is gone forever.
Okay, so that's a little different from how I understood wild shape, because I thought the gear would only meld while you're in an animal form. You could take something in animal form and then go back and merge it.
It's the concept of bear armor, right? If you get barding for your wolf form or whatever, and you shift back into your druid form, when you shift back into wolf form or bear form again, it will still have its armor. I'm just taking that to the logical extreme.
Alright. Okay.
I don't see anything contradictory in the rules from what I said. Again, yes, it's the logical extreme, and it's not something most people do, but that's what the rules say you can do. And it's not quite as broken as the peasant railgun.
I mean, it's not. Nothing can be as broken as the peasant railgun.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
Witchlight Carnival railgun, let's go.
Far be it from me ever to say this ridiculous thing is supported by Raw, so therefore it's okay, because I harp on that all the time. At the same time, I don't see it as game-breaking, like the turtle bank concept. I don't see it as game-breaking because you can't use that stuff easily. You have to shift into turtle form, in which case you're super overloaded and can't move. Someone else has to dig through all of the stuff, because it's mundane, to get the item you need. Then you have to shift back. Action economy notwithstanding, that's going to take you almost a short rest. Right? Like...
Not to mention the fact that to even set it up requires the use of a class resource that is heavily limited.
Is it strong? Yes. Do druids need more of a buff? No. But I don't see anything particularly contradictory about it.
I mean, and it does come with one hell of a downside also.
Yeah.
I don't know if I interpret the rules like that personally, but
I mean, how would you interpret them?
That equipment merges when you use wild shape, not when you revert.
So what you're saying then is a druid cannot use barding, because there's no way to wear that in the human form. And it takes so long to put it on, it wouldn't be worth it. Which is fine, like, if that's how you would rule that, but...
I mean... You got a point, but also I'm not sure on it. But also, this is your show, your rules, so I'm not going to question it.
But I always invite discussion at my table.
Discussion is the fast track to development as a whole.
Feel free to question my rules, because sometimes I get shit wrong. Like...
Cat, fucking stop.
What? What'd I do?
No, not you. Cat.
Oh. Cat. Like... I see that, like, how that can be powerful, and it is powerful, but I have always seen wild shape, because of that rule about carried equipment, as effectively separate instances of the character. That's why if you take a hit in wild shape, it only bleeds over into druid form, the carryover damage, which is like one of the main mechanics of a druid, right? Like, so if they're separate instances, then if you wild shape into a German Shepherd and you pick up a stick or a bone in your mouth, and then you wild shape back into a druid, odds are very good you're gonna break your jaw, simply because a German Shepherd's mouth is bigger. Which is what would happen with your interpretation, Vader. What about creatures with multiple mouths? Let's say, for example, for the sake of argument, you have the ability to shapeshift into a hellhound. I understand that hellhounds are fiends. Bear with me. And you put peanut butter in one mouth and jelly in the other mouth. What happens when you shapeshift back into a druid?
It's an interesting thought. I can see many ways this can be very powerful.
Of course. But none of those ways, I think, are broken.
Uh-huh.
I mean, Order of Scribes exist, motherfucker. Like, come on.
I mean, yeah.
Light Cleric exist. Like... Yeah, the short rest druid bank is strong? Sure.
That means you could have armored wild shapes at a whim.
Correct. I've always ruled that was possible.
Noted.
The issue is paying for the armor, paying for the exotic shape, because like horse barding, that's one thing. Grizzly bear barding is another. You see what I'm saying? If you're willing to pony up the cash for that, yeah, armored bear, let's go. Why not? Like,
I'm sorry, you want what? I want armor for a Triceratops.
yeah.
I don't even know what that is. I can give you an example. No.
There are
I can give you an
items.
example. Please don't.
There are items that are designed to give weapon buffs to animal companions. Teeth caps. There's a thing that a wolf can bite down on to give it a poison attack for like a minute. There's there's items for these creatures. Why can't a druid use them?
I mean, yeah.
And there's an
fair.
argument to be made, like, just put them on in the wild shape form. And my rebuttal to that is wild shape lasts an hour, dog.
It's an hour per druid level, isn't it?
No, it is not.
I've got the page open right now, so I'm just reading through it. You can stay in a B shape for a number of hours equal to half your druid level rounded down.
Okay, but still,
Yeah.
like, what? Like, the power of the druid is versatility. You know, it's like, oh, I get ambushed, bear. Like, that. You're gonna be encumbered, walking around with bear armor on your back, with no one around to put it on for you, and you're gonna watch. Like, it's useless.
Uh-huh.
Yes, again, I agree with you. Druid Turtle Bank is very, very strong. So is the Wish spell. Like,
In all honesty, this is more a rule that kind of just fits the players want to have have creativity with their druid nonsense, more so than anything else, really.
again, I'm happy to hear your argument. All of you. Any of you.
I would not have used the wish spell as a comparison, because that's kind of made to be broken, and it's got a week-long cooldown, doesn't it?
Okay, fine.
I've got a better example. Stars Druid Life Cleric combo exists.
Shepherd Druid Life Cleric combo exists. Life Cleric exists. Come on, you're telling me that a Druid Turtle Bank is going to do more to upset the balance of a given party than a Life Cleric?
I am not saying that.
like,
Like, never once did I say that.
I know, I'm not saying you did. I'm saying, like, if we're talking about extremely powerful bags of tricks, like...
No, like, you've convinced me, honestly.
Okay, fair. So yeah, like...
If anyone was curious, the reason I say that is because Circle Druids can add a D8 plus their Wisdom modifier to any healing spells.
Good grief.
Yup. They just activate Chalice form, and then use the Life Cleric's healing bullshit, which is
more of the same.
2 plus the spell's level. Meaning that 1 Cure Wounds, which is like a D8, could get you upwards of
23 healing, if my math is right.
Yeah, it's effectively doubling your
like
thing. It's
but again, the drawback to this. Let's go back to the specific.
That's also giving a cleric access to healing spirit. God,
who would ever do that?
That's giving a cleric with the power to heal themselves every time a creature is healed from one of their spells.
Yeah.
Healing spirit.
Yeah. So, circling back to the specific, Kyan, as a macaque, steals the Witchlight Watch, shifts back into Kyan. That watch is inaccessible because if Kyan dies, the watch is just gone. And
then the Witchlight Carnival falls the fuck apart.
So that is a powerful bargaining chip. Because in that instance, light can't just kill you.
Yeah, so what's the better plan? Get my hands on the watch as the macaque and, like, turn back on the spot? Like, Mr. Witch, I have your watch. I'd like to talk.
Or
please don't kick my shit in.
The other option is to, again, Eoraptor merge the watch with the macaque and bamf the fuck out. They can't touch you. And even if they catch you and, like,
you can't go from one form to another.
You can't.
Oh. Okay.
All right.
You have to shift back between wild shapes. You cannot, for example, you cannot go from a raven to a bear.
That would be so strong.
That is a feat that I allow moon druids to take.
That is an infinitely stronger like thing to do than the turtle bank.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Because that is an entire extra health bar that you can just barista bomb on somebody from the sky.
That's not. Are we going back to barista bomb? Did you do that on purpose?
Barista bomb 2.0.
I did it on purpose this time.
Okay.
That's also inviting some excuse the reference, some Ant-Man versus Thanos stuff.
Yeah, it very much is. You are correct. But so is just letting you drop wild shape. Like, drop wild shape is that too. Especially when you're Kyan.
Yeah, fair.
There's an ant. Hey, dude, watch out. An ant just went in your mouth. Oh, God. Suddenly, Goliath. Hit me!
So, like, but going back to what you suggested, Kyan, like, steal it, shift back, Mr. Witch, I have your watch, I just want to talk. I mean, by that logic, right, you could pull a, Nicolas Cage's character in National Treasure.
I thought it was just Nicolas Cage.
I mean, yeah, like, I would have just said, wait, you mean Nicolas Cage?
What's the character's name?
I have no idea.
I'm looking it up now, I should know this.
National Treasure is a good movie.
Mr.
Benjamin
Conspiracy
Franklin
himself.
I like National Treasure.
Benjamin Franklin Gates. That's the fucking name. That is such a good name. What the fuck?
So,
the Gates conspiracy?
What I'm saying is you could also do the Ben Gates thing, where you steal the watch, show Mr. Witch that you have the watch, shift back, making it disappear before Burley can hit you, and then be like, Mr. Witch, I have your watch, we want to talk. Mr. Witch, of course, is immediately going to say, and I don't get my watch back until I hear you. And again, the Benjamin Gates game is like, no, here you go. Right? Like...
Then I have no druid form or druid shapes.
Valid. But, like... I'm
don't
saying
really need them because I still have spell slots.
You get him back on a short rest, don't you?
You should.
Yeah. Yeah, you get him back on a short rest. So, depending on when this whole big top thing starts, we might have time for a short rest, honestly.
You absolutely have. You guys haven't short rested today, have you?
Nope.
No. Yes, we did when we were eating.
For food.
Right. Yeah. So your next short rest is going to take an hour, but that's still fine. Here's the thing about that. Time has not passed. Like, I mean that literally. That's why you'll notice you've asked a couple of people, like, when is this, when is that? And every single one of them, it takes them a minute. And they don't give you a time, they give you an event. Like, straight up, you've been at the Witchlight Carnival for hours at this point. The stars above your head have not moved.
Unsettling.
A little bit.
I mean, I think we already know we're dealing with some kind of fake bullshit, so
I mean yes, but I'm just
still.
saying, like, if you need to take a short rest, you can, because time has not moved.
Yeah, I'm just saying, I don't think it'd surprise us too much if it turns out that...
But, like, ultimately, I still need to know what exit strategy you guys are going to go for.
I kind of like the idea of doing that. Like,
Pull the national treasure maneuver.
Yeah.
I recommend the person with the best charisma try that. I'm just saying.
The doctor has an 18. I have an 18 in charisma and a 14 in dex.
Only have a 16 in charisma.
Only.
That is comparative to the doctor.
I mean, yeah, but still, I only have a +3.
Yeah, Seardeath only has a +3 as well in charisma.
Brick's got a -1, but he's got a +2 to persuasion.
We just need to get you more drunk, Sergeant.
The doctor has nothing into persuasion, but it's still a +4.
Why do I feel like Brick is one of those people that if you just find the right level of superiority, your charisma suddenly jumps up to like a +4?
We've seen him around other dwarves, so that's not true. So, Dr. Lorelei, you want to attempt this?
On the one hand, I don't really know if I can make the stealth attempt. On the other hand, the doctor is probably going to want to be there for the conversation bit of it. But then
Okay.
But then that requires us to be nearby. And that might look suspicious.
Was the plan not for you to be nearby?
Not like too terribly nearby, but the doctor would need to be within like walking distance of where Keon.
Was the plan for the heist not to have you all nearby? I'm confused. It seems people were making some assumptions and not everybody was on the same page. And that includes me. Like, hello?
You're
here.
Like, granted, you don't know the layout of the Big Top Extravaganza, but Burley did tell you that Mr. Witch is in a private box. Because you specifically said, what protection does he have in that box? And Burley's response was, me.
Excuse me.
And then he said, I'll let you in. Like... when did the party separating come into the conversation?
Never mind.
No, it's not never mind, Sibs. It's... I don't understand... Like, it seems like some of the other Jungle Beasts agree with you. Like, I don't understand the conversation.
I think people were kind of... I think for some reason the party got in its head only one or two of us could get in the box at the time type deal. And that's why. I think that's what happened without us even realizing it. And we just all naturally latched onto that idea.
Yeah, that...
I think that's...
hockey.
Because that's also what happens in a lot of like heist movies or anything. Is like one person actually does the break-in while the others like support them from different areas. And I think we all just kind of fell into that.
If that's what you guys want to do, that's fine. But I feel like that would be more suspicious, not less.
Probably. Just like I said, I think we fell into that trope without realizing we actually did. If that makes sense.
Okay, so then let me ask definitively, who wants to try to get access to the private box that Burley mentioned? Again, you guys don't know what the layout is like. You might not all be able to fit. There might be some kind of scanner or something. I'm not going to give you any of that information, but just knowing that Mr. Witch is in a private box protected by Burley, who will let you in, who wants to be there?
I'll go.
Okay. So just Kian?
The doctor would want to be nearby, if not there, for in case someone gets hurt. Because that's what the doctor does.
Right.
She isn't always right there, but she's nearby in case someone needs help.
So you don't want to be there, is what I'm hearing.
Not in the box, but she'll be nearby.
If there is a nearby.
Sirbeth, if possible, is going to be the type of person to secure the exit, if that makes sense.
It does not, because you don't know what the exit is.
Fair.
Like, again, I'm not asking anybody to expound on what they're doing if they don't want to be in the box. Maybe it's me. Maybe I'm the one that's fucked up tonight. Am I being exceptionally unclear with you guys?
My brain is being stupid right now because of meds.
I'm not throwing anything at you guys, but it feels like the threads that I'm trying to weave aren't being picked up. And I'm assuming it's my fault. Like...
Well, I'm just telling you,
I keep talking past you guys, and I feel myself getting frustrated, and I cannot figure out why. And so again, am I being unclear? Am I being weird tonight?
I think it's more my end, at least for me. If that's any, I think it's more my end personally, and I'm trying to get past it.
It seems like, from my perspective, it seems like it's all four of you, but I also feel like that cannot possibly be right, which makes me think that it's me.
Well, I'm sick right now, so that's at least my logic for why I'm fucking up. Or at least why I think I'm fucking up.
I'm still waking up from that nap I had.
Okay. You guys want to keep going?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It might just be best to have whoever isn't going into the box nearby on standby.
I agree with that completely, but we're not there yet. The only question I asked you guys was, who wants to go in the box? And you guys started talking about, like, I'm going to be over here, or I'm going to be doing this. Cool, I'll get there. All I need to know is who's going in the box right now.
I actually think the doctor may want to be in there.
Okay. That is a complete 180 from what you just said. That's fine. That's fine. But that's why I'm asking this stuff. So Kyan and Dr. Lorelei are going in the box. Cyrodiil is not. Brick?
Nah, probably staying outside.
Okay. So, Brick and Cyrodiil, you guys don't want to go in the box. You guys probably want to do other things. That's fine. But at this juncture in the fiction, Cyrodiil and Brick cannot possibly plan what they're going to do because nobody's been in the big top.
Yeah.
Would we be allowed?
You haven't checked.
Well,
You went to the big top and then you immediately went to go find Burley, which, granted, that's what your quest told you to do, but, like, none of you was scouting the big top.
That's an idea, actually, to scout it.
I was about to ask, would we be allowed in before a show to take a look around?
You did ask that, and my response was, you have no idea.
well,
I don't recall that sentence. I think I'm going crazy.
Kit did just say that just now.
yeah,
Like, a couple sentences before his sentence now.
Sorry.
yeah, we,
It's all good, Sibs. I'm
Yeah.
like, the reason that I asked if it was me is because I'm reading tension, frustration, and nervousness from all four of you, and I don't know if it's my fault or if everybody is just verklempt tonight.
I think it's just the universe.
Good grief! I'm
It-
sorry,
it-
guys.
it could well be the fact that we're a group that is used to.
You're not usually this bad. I say bad. I don't mean bad.
Well,
It's
we're used to having to make plans to avoid absolute certain death, and now we're planning a heist.
I mean, fair. That is fair.
If
But
the
I'm talking about the players mostly, Kyan. Like, I'm reading
yeah.
from the four players tension, confusion, and fear. When I'm not trying to weave tension and confusion and fear, and usually when that happens, it's my brain not being kind. Which is why I said, like, hey, am I being a bitch tonight? Like, what's going on? Like,
It's also mostly the fact that Crown of Fangs, as Gamsius mentioned, has been planned around certain death.
sure, but this is Act 2.
And that might still be residual programming for how my brain thinks when it comes to Crown.
that's what I was saying.
While I do get that, and I see that as a thing, I don't usually read that from the players like I am tonight. I'm inclined to agree with Vader, it's just the universe.
Well,
I cannot control anything but myself. And I just want to make sure that I'm not being A, difficult to understand, and B, a bitch.
no.
Nah,
You're fine.
Okay.
not any
Following.
more so than usual.
Again, you know what? I'll take that, Vader. I'll take that.
Oh fuck.
At this point, I just do what everything else. I just blame the meteors, golems in the sky.
Yeah, right. And
We had a solar flare recently.
to kind of bring it in on you guys, like, yeah, there is danger at the Witchlight Carnival. There is danger in Wilds Beyond the Witchlight. But per the Raw module, to say nothing of 5-Point Fox stuff, there is no required combat in this module. If you follow the story beats, rules as written, you can do the entire module without fighting. I'm not going to do that. But I did tell you that the bad stuff is going to happen in the Feywild. So, as long as you don't go Fireball no Jutsu and kill Kettle's team, you're
As long
probably
as
not going to get aced.
as long as the doctor doesn't pull out the spear and do what she's done in the past, we're fine.
We just don't pull the Suiski and walk up behind Mr. Witch and hit him with a Chidori. It'll be fine.
Yeah, like, And Burley straight up said,
What
like,
the fuck was that sentence?
I understood it. And like, Burley straight up said, like, I'll let you pick his pocket. I'll let you do whatever you want until you go for a weapon.
Which no one in the Jungle Beasts is gonna do unless
Exactly.
threatened.
So, like, I don't understand the fear that I'm getting from the group.
Well, I know at least part of my thing was, especially earlier, like a couple episodes earlier, was again Crown programmed me for like I see some fruit on the ground. Oh God, what is the explosive yield of that fruit? Type thing. So I'm sure the part of that's still coming over, and like I said, I'm sure another part of it is I just being weird today because my head's quite frankly not on straight today.
Okay. So, do we want to move on?
Yeah.
Okay. So, what's the play? I can't do anything without your guys' input.
Okay. So right now, I think our best bet would be go get a look at the big top, like
Okay.
find out if they'll let us in, and from there, if they do, we figure out what the we do. Because we've already got a good template of a plan,
Mm-hmm.
but there's too many factors that needs to be eliminated before we can even think about enacting the plan. Enough so that if we arrive and the show starts, we might as well wait until the next show.
That last part I don't understand. That's fine. I don't understand the words that you used.
They
Why
have
would you
two
need to wait for the next show?
Hang on, I'm putting my words together.
Mm-hmm.
Bluntly put, if we rock up and the show is just getting ready, they're just getting ready to do their whole the show is starting nonsense, and we can't eliminate our extra factors, it would be better to use that show to get a look around, and the show the day after go after the watch once we've got all of our bases covered.
How much mayhem is Kettle Steam going to cause in the process, though?
That's fair.
I absolutely see your logic, and it's playing into Kyon very well. My only response is, if you have an opportunity, why not take it?
Just going for it is how you get fucking Bojangle slammed on.
Is it?
To be fair, just kind of going for it kind of works for most DA characters.
Yeah.
Guaranteeing the highest possible success is important, yeah, but sometimes you just have to take the initiative.
You have to get in there and get the hell out.
The other thing about it is rules of the Feywild, right? Like, intent matters. Yes, your intent is take the watch to have to use that as leverage to have a conversation with Mr. Witch, but that's not your intention. Your intention is go to Prismere and figure out what the hell is wrong.
Right.
This place is tied to Prismere. So, wouldn't Prismere want you to do that?
Fair.
I suppose it would, since...
Barring any extenuating circumstances and outside forces.
Who are the strongest forces here?
Breck.
Mr. Witch and Mr. Light.
Mr. Witch and Mr. Light. Mr. Witch and Mr. Light are happy or unhappy with their situation? You
Not
know
What we
this.
see better, unhappy.
Yeah, I guess it would be better to just kind of take our chances.
I'm tutorializing you guys on this concept because I'm going to leverage it against you in Prismere.
Got it.
The tutorialization is appreciated.
Like, yes, intent matters. Oh, Mr. Witch intends to keep his watch. I intend to take his watch. Therefore, we're opposed. Mr. Witch is probably stronger, so it's not going to work. Yes, correct. However, there's more to that.
We have a route.
Theoretically.
I didn't say it was a good route.
Like, intent matters. Look beyond the obvious. Anything intent could be relevant. See what I'm saying?
Fair.
If our intent, if this place is connected to Prismere, which we know it is, then the intent to assist Prismere puts us in a better position because the odds will not particularly shift in our favor, but be more opportunity presented to match that intent.
It puts you on one side of the chessboard. I want to help Prismere. That puts you on the side of the chessboard with Zybilna, Kettlesteam, Witch, Light, Burley, Candlefoot, etc. The opposition intent would be the Hourglass Coven, whatever that is. But we have already established the Hourglass Coven has power in the Carnival, but not as much as they would like. Mr. Witch and Mr. Light are doing everything in their power to hamper the Hourglass Coven, which means they're opposed to the Hourglass Coven, which means if you guys are moving counter to what the Hourglass Coven wants, then by proxy, you get some power from Witch and Light. See what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
Enemy of the enemy.
Yes, you are moving against Mr. Witch, but you're not moving against the Carnival. See what I'm saying?
I get it.
These are very important distinctions that matter, and I will be leveraging them against you in Prismere.
Oh. Crown of Fangs was...
Is. You're still in Crown of Fangs.
Is. Right. The Jolt was whatever. Jolt was a lot more difficult, sheerly from, shall we put it, the perspective of action economy and trying to survive.
Mm-hmm.
This is a lot more complicated and difficult in the way of...
Tomb of Annihilation's danger is tangible and in your face, whereas
this is in the corner of your eye and just behind your ear politics.
Yes and no. There will be that in Prismere as well, but the solution, for example, in Jolt, in Tomb of Annihilation, there is like one enemy that is a Legend of Zelda style fight in that you need a specific thing to beat them at all. I'm gonna be doing that a hell of a lot more in Prismere, but the converse of that is you have a different type of means to beat them. You may not have the damage type needed to overcome their resistances, but you might be able to, for example, drop a house on them. It's less behind your ear politics and more lateral thinking.
I'm good at that, but I usually do it in the wrong direction.
Which is why I'm trying to use the Carnival as a tutorial.
Because we're gonna need it.
But the thing about tutorials is they are extremely forgiving.
Yeah.
And even more so, they only do you good so long as you learn from them.
Yeah. Like, prime example for all my Souls-like players out there. Father Gascoigne. Father Gascoigne is a hard as fuck boss if you've never played Bloodborne before. But if you understand the mechanics of Bloodborne, he's cake. And the entire point of his fight is to teach you the mechanics.
Even more so than that, they give you several ways to drop to make the analogy simpler, to drop his CR.
While true, that's true for Bloodborne writ large. Mm-hmm. Father Gascoigne shows you that you can use items to overcome his challenge and get past him, and next thing you know, you're fighting the Bloodstarved Beast, and you're like, oh wait! Right? Like...
He's the boss that teaches you that if it's there for a reason.
Exactly.
That's the kind of lesson we need to take from the circus while we're here.
Exactly.
There's more definition to the things being said and the information being given to us than there would be as if it were a 2D piece of paper.
That's one of the reasons that I didn't increase Kettlesteam's life. That I didn't raise Kettlesteam's CR. Because
Fox.
Huh?
Fox. You there?
You cut for a second.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
Hockey, stop doing that. You could say it once to let me know that I dropped, that's fine. But the repeated thing just frustrates me. Because there's nothing I can do.
Yeah, you just gotta say, Fox, you dropped, and as soon as their internet catches up, they'll hear that.
Okay.
Yep. Well, no, that's the thing. I hear all of it. And so, thusly, does the video.
Sorry.
No worries. What's the last thing you heard?
That's why I didn't increase Kettlesteam's life.
Yeah, I didn't raise Kettlesteam's CR. And I did that because if you got into a fight with Kettlesteam, I knew you were going to obliterate her. And that's kind of the point. Here's an enemy. It's opposed to Vrek. It's attacking Vrek. Oh, I just obliterated it. I wonder if I should have done that. And Gamzee got that tutorial immediately. See what I'm saying?
Yeah, there was more value in actually just stopping them rather than outright dropping them like most quote-unquote enemies.
Quote the Bard of Heroes. I'm so glad I redirected those Scorching Rays.
Every piece of information we get is going to have fish lines in it. Mm-hmm. If we follow those fish lines, there's more to be used.
Wild Beyond the Witchlight will have danger. It will have difficulty. It will have gates that need to be unlocked in order to proceed, literally and metaphorically. But think of it more like Persona than Legend of Zelda. Everybody clear?
I don't actually follow that last analogy.
Persona. Paths you take, skills you increase, unlock different dialogue options.
Okay.
Would you prefer I said a dating sim?
I'm gonna be honest, there's not a lot of difference, but yeah.
You're right, but I feel like if I'd said a dating sim, I would have been inviting memes.
That's fair.
But like, yeah, mechanically think dating sim over Far Cry, right? What is the puzzle of Far Cry? Enemy. What is the solution? Gun, right? Like...
I mean, we can handle that. We've been handling it with Chult, points to Brick.
No, I'm not saying you can't. I'm just saying, think of the way that I'm going to be doing this module as more akin to a dating sim or a visual novel than a game like Far Cry.
We need to think of every piece of information and every solution as its own puzzle.
Correct.
Got it.
This is going to be so much more thinking intensive.
Yeah. Well, not necessarily. You guys could say, fuck that, I'm going to set the Feywild on fire. And you can do that, but it's going to change what I'm able to do. Because
No, thank you. I do not want Baba Yaga to show up and be like, hi, I heard you like fire. Plane of fire.
Oh, you don't want Baba Yaga to... Okay, I need to readjust some things.
I don't want her to show up and be like, I heard you like fire. Forces planar drip.
I think we're fine with Baba Yaga showing up.
Okay. Because, like, I actually had a thing for that.
No, I just don't want. I
Yay.
don't want her I don't want her showing up under the context of.
What are these fucking children doing in my dimension?
Oh, you're gonna show up in my home and mess with my things? No. Fucking disappear.
I mean, that's fair.
Hitting us with that fucking Adventure Time lich. Fall.
So, you guys want to go investigate the big top, is what I'm hearing?
Yes.
Okay.
Time to go investigate the entire circus.
We can do that. Where do you want to start?
Big Top is always the best place to start with circuses.
Exactly.
So, from the information booth, you want to get to the big top. Do you want to pass through the Games Corner, the Feasting Orchard, or the Hawker's Alley?
We haven't been to the games corner yet.
You
I
have
was
not
about
been
to
to the
say, I'm
games
kind of curious about that.
I agree.
Same.
So the Games Corner has all kinds of stuff. It has like rides and games and attractions where the other two had very niche interests. In the Games Corner, you can find a calliope, a carousel, trained dragonflies that you can fly around in an enclosure, gondolas, the, quote, Hall of Illusions, the Mystery Mine, the Pixie Kingdom. You can find the Lost and Found over here, snail races, and, of course, some other stuff, depending on what you guys are specifically looking for.
Lost and Found. Hey.
Is there a shooting gallery?
There is. Of course there is. It's crossbows, though.
Ah.
That'd be so fucking funny.
Brick, just shut up. Okay, sir, which weapon do you want? This. Gunk.
Which one of my absolutely astonishing crossbows would you like to test your metal with? How about my own? I call it a gun.
Fortrite's assistant, 4 crossbows.
I sent an image backstage. You can see a kid somewhere doing this.
Oh, absolutely.
By all accounts, sir, I did not say that was outside the rules, but
What
can
the
you
fuck?
not?
You want to hit up the shooting gallery, Brick?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
You need to present your ticket first.
Uh-huh.
It gets stamped with a bullseye.
Yep.
And then you're allowed to pick from your from the crossbows. They're on those lines that stick them to the counter, so you can't steal them. You have 5 options: 1-hand crossbow, 2-hand crossbows, a light crossbow, a heavy crossbow, or an arbalist.
Remind me what an arbalist is again?
The heavy crossbow's big brother.
Uh-huh.
It's the thing the medic uses in Darkest Dungeon.
Yeah.
Oh.
All right.
Interesting.
Give me 1 second. I'm just gonna look up a picture real quick.
Yeah, I'm trying to pull up one now.
I want to see Brick dual wield hand crossbows at this fair.
I was about to say, Brick needs to deal with the dual crossbows.
That's one of those things like the usual carnival games where you can win a prize if you do well enough.
Yeah.
Do they present or do they display the prizes in the same way?
They display some.
Like, an arbalist is way more serious because some of them actually had a hand crank, from what I understand.
Oh yeah.
Interesting.
I once watched a man steal one of the handgun things from our county fair when I was younger. Like, he just kind of fucking snapped the chain and was gone into the crowd. If you try to pull that here, though, you're gonna get got.
Choose your weapon, Brick.
If you pull that shit here, they never find the body.
Here's the thing, like, dual wielding, cool, sure. Brick's never been about that.
He was not trained in the ways of Neo.
Okay.
Brick's a little more cookie cutter than that.
Okay.
An arbalist, sure. Like, okay, so I have to ask, what are the targets? Are they
ducks?
All right.
They're wooden ducks with bullseyes painted on the side.
So precision, not force, is the goal.
There is an hourglass.
Yeah, speed and precision.
Mm-hmm.
So I cannot load. I'm basically proficient with any of these weapons.
Mm-hmm.
As a fighter do.
It's just if dual wielding crossbows, I can't reload those efficiently. I don't feel.
Make an investigation check.
Sure.
You take one look at these weapons, Brick, and something catches your eye. They're all crossbows, but the rail, like where you put the coral, is covered.
Interesting.
You can't load any of them. And now that you look, there's no, like bucket of corals.
All right, so what are the rules for dual wielding again?
Hey.
You cannot apply your proficiency bonus to the damage with the second weapon.
You mean your modifier?
Yeah,
not
that's what I meant.
Yeah. Okay.
Are you gonna dual wield?
You know what? Sure.
You go to grab the two-hand crossbows, and the witchlight hand behind the booth immediately grabs a bell and just starts ringing. And I'm not talking about like Santa outside of a mall bell. I'm talking about a ship's bell. Like he grabs that shit like he just had his last cancer treatment and just starts wailing on it. And everybody looks over like, what the hell? And and he points at you, Brick, and he says, "Ladies and gentlemen, we have an adventurer among us. Apparently the next Driz to Erden."
Oh, great.
This man's calling you out. You better not miss.
Yeah.
All right. All eyes on me now.
You can tell the double crossbows are there for the people who get cocky and want to show off, and then they get called out. It's part of the joke.
Uh-huh.
Dun dun dun.
Let's dun in more trombone womp.
So you want to give it a go?
Yeah, but I can't
Okay.
involve trombone womp.
You've got a minute in game time to hit as many ducks as you can. You don't need to roll damage, you just need to roll attacks, but action economy applies.
Hello?
Oh,
I think my
Hello.
internet died.
I can hear you.
I can hear you.
Did mine die?
No, we can
No.
all hear
You're
you.
good.
Okay, weird. Action economy still applies.
Uh-huh.
So you grab your crossbows, and the carney is like, "Are you ready?"
There's an inhale from Brick and a nod.
begin, and like lights flood the back of the shooting gallery. The back wall falls down. We see a goblin on a stationary bicycle, like pedaling for dear life as the ducks begin to rotate.
All right. I can't use my grit with these things, can I? It's specifically for firearms.
No, you can't.
No. All right. Alrighty then. So anyways, I started blasting.
Actually, why couldn't you use your grit for these? I think that's fine.
Okay. Alright. So I've got a minute. That's 10 rounds.
10 rounds.
Alright. So, first off, I'm gonna... God, what can I do as a free action here? I still don't quite know how these work, is the thing.
You're right, you don't. You want to start blasting?
You know what? Sure. Go ahead and test fire the first crossbow.
Cool. Just make a dexterity check. You can add your proficiency, excuse me.
Can I also add my fighting style bonus?
Yep. Anything that would apply to a non-magical weapon.
I've already got the weapon in, so...
Perfect. So, as soon as you fire it, you realize, oh crap, you have disadvantage with every shot. These are not balanced well at all. This,
Great.
like poorly weighted cork fires out of the barrel. And, yeah. You still hit one of the ducks, though.
Neat. All right.
So this is Connie junk.
You hit it. There's a bell that dings, and the Witchlight hand running the booth like slaps a 5 on the board.
Bonus action. Go ahead and. All right. So that's yeah. All right. So realizing that. Okay, bonus action, go ahead and fire the second one.
Okay.
Try to adjust for how they fire.
Mm-hmm. You're gonna have disadvantage.
Yeah.
Another duck goes down. Bam! Another 5 goes up on the board.
Yeah. That's one turn. So, alright. Now comes the real test.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how these things reload.
There doesn't seem to be a way to reload them.
Yeah. So they're what's the sorry, I'm trying to think of the word for the part of the crossbow that you pull back.
The string?
Yeah, there's string. What's the status of the string?
It's on a rail underneath the covered part. Oh, you mean what's the status of? Yeah, it's back in place. It didn't move when you pulled the trigger.
Interesting. Okay. All right, so I'm just going to go ahead and use my action to try firing again.
Okay. Fire. Beep. Out goes another shot. Another duck goes down. Another 5 on the board.
Perfect. This is exact. So they don't need to be reloaded. Interesting. Bonus action. Deadeye shot.
What does Deadeye shot do?
Gives me advantage, so it'll be a normal roll.
Okay. Yep. Another duck goes down. You're up to 20 points.
Cool. All right.
The ducks start moving a little bit faster, so the AC goes up a little bit. And also, in the holes where the ducks were, you now see a gazer. Like an actual real gazer, not like a wooden cutout. Like, there's a gazer with little, like, butterfly wings on its back, like, floating where the duck fell.
Concerning.
Might be a penalty spot, might be a bonus, who the hell knows?
What's a gazer?
A baby beholder.
Oh, no.
The Nightlights had to deal with him a fair bit on occasion.
Well, just beholder in general tells me probably not good.
He's wearing wings.
Which means he's part of the staff, but also... Yeah. I don't think it's wise to fire at the staff, honestly, so I'm just going to continue shooting at the ducks.
Okay.
Alright.
Another duck falls, 5 more points on the board.
Action surge.
Oh no! Mm-hmm. Yep. Another duck falls. Bonus action.
Bonus action.
Yep. 35. Mark it on the board. The goblin pedals faster. Now there's like big holes in the line of ducks. The AC goes up. You see the gazer still pacing back and forth behind it, and now like a gnome in a giant like elf cap walks by.
Uh-huh. Jeez.
Shoot the gnome! Shoot the gnome!
Honestly, I don't know.
Do it! Don't let your gnome memes be dreams.
What did I miss?
Brick action surged.
Brick is doing incredibly well at a shooting game. Big shock. All jokes
I'm trying
aside, with
to-
disadvantage, yes.
I'm trying to convince Brick to commit nomicide.
What?
No, how many ducks are there still?
Oh, several.
Alright. I'm gonna keep firing at them. I'm gonna use another point of grit for another Deadeye shot.
Okay.
Nomicide has failed.
That hit. Yeah. With disadvantage, still hits.
Well, with a normal roll.
Oh yeah, that hits the do I then.
Yeah. I'm just gonna bonus action again,
Bonus
I guess.
action. Pew! Hits. 45. The Witchlight hand is like counting along.
Mm-hmm.
That was.
That was 4 turns.
3, 4 rounds. Yeah, you're on round 5.
Yeah. Still
So
shoot more.
the Carnage goes, "Half your time is gone, sir."
Mm-hmm. Fire at the ducks again, I guess. Just
All right.
keep going.
Hits.
And the bonus action.
Misses. 50 points. The goblin pedals faster. There's more space in between the ducks. The gnome now passes the other way. The gazer continues going back and forth.
Uh-huh. I'm gonna just... I think I'm just gonna continue shooting the ducks. I don't know what this gazer... I really should have asked the rules first.
You really should have. Something pops up in the back, like all of a sudden, drawing your attention. Like, it's in shadow. What do you do?
Get damage.
Can I try to make a perception check to see what it is?
No.
No.
Like, it's part of the thing. Like, something like popped up in the back on the playing field.
Alright. I'm
But
gonna
it's
make
in
a deadeye
shadow.
shot at... I'm gonna make a deadeye shot at it, I
Okay.
think.
Oh yeah.
Glad I used the deadeye shot.
Same. You hit it right when light falls on it. It's supposed to be like a lizard man, but it's made out of like straw, and the head is like a painted bucket, and it's holding like a broom. You hit it in the head, it falls backwards, and the carny says, 50 points!
Nice.
The doctor gives a little cheer.
And bonus
Grunts of
action,
approval.
shoot at another duck.
Okay. Hits, 105. Round 7.
Can Brick still commit nomicide?
1, 2, 3,
The
4,
ducks
5,
are or
6,
the ducks
round
are going
7.
faster. The gnome now passes again. The gazer continues going back and forth. And then as soon as you like bring up your crossbows ready to shoot again, 2 things pop up in the back in shadow. Now you can make a perception check.
Sure thing.
Shadow and movement.
Damn. Really should have asked the rules. Goddamn.
What are you doing?
Uh, I know there are. I'm just gonna continue shooting at the ducks for now.
Okay. You turn away from like you look up at the things that popped up. You turn back to the ducks, and light flares on them. One of them is a mock-up of a little girl in like a blue dress. She's got a little wooden sign around her neck that says -100. And the other one was a lizard man. And then they go away.
All right. Yeah, that would have been bad. Okay, so ducks.
Hits. 110.
And bonus action.
Hits. 115. At this point, the goblin like slams on the brakes on the bike. The ducks stop moving, fall down. The gazer comes up center screen or center like field, starts pathing back and forth. The gnome runs across the bottom of the field, and you hear like a whole bunch of stuff in shadow popping up. Like you see movement. You see like 5 things pop up.
Can I attempt another perception check?
You can. You see 2 lizard folk. They all have the same shape. The lizard folk all have the same shape. You see one of the little girls and 2 shapes you haven't seen before. You also have to shoot around the gazer unless you want to shoot it.
No, we're shooting around the gazer. I'm gonna hit one of the lizards and one of the new things, I think.
Left or right?
Where's the gazer?
The gazer's pathing back and forth in the middle. You have to shoot around him regardless.
All right. Left.
Okay. Hits. 155. No, 165. Excuse me. And then you're going to shoot the thing you haven't seen before?
I think so,
There's another lizard man.
You're right. That's probably guaranteed points.
Thing could be like a fucking free prize.
Or it could be like 500. Who the fuck knows?
Right.
Or it could be lose all your points. No, I'm gonna take the guarantee. I'm going for the lizard man.
All right, shoot it around the gazer. Hits. 215. Round 9.
Yeah.
So all those go down. You start to hear stuff pop up, and you start to like guide your targets. And the gnome comes out, and he's gonna cast Fog Cloud. So you see him like come out, wiggle his fingers, Fog Cloud over the shooting area. You can make the perception check with disadvantage.
All right. Do I want to use?
Might want to have shot the gnome.
Maybe. Oh well. I'm actually going to spend my inspiration for a normal roll.
Okay. Okay, so the gazer is now moving in a figure 8. There are 4 targets in a V shape. So far left is furthest back, middle left is closer, middle is closest, etc. Right? The one at either end is a lizard man.
Yeah.
The 2 like in the middle are apparently like the little girl. The one in the front is different. You have not seen this one before, and it's holding something in its right hand, like up to the sky.
Interesting. You know what? I'm gonna try to shoot the one in the middle, I think. It might screw me over, but...
Specifically how?
I'm gonna shoot at the thing it's holding.
Now would be the time to spend grit, friend.
Except I'm out unless those previous crits on advantage rolls counted to refill them.
Oh yeah.
Oh, neat.
Don't you get it back if you kill a target?
You're right.
Those counted.
So I'm basically at full. All right. Yeah. Spending grit to make a normal roll.
Okay.
On the one at what it's holding.
The AC is 20.
Believe in you, Vader.
Not. I've got to just roll an 11 or higher. That's all.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? Let's go for it.
All right. Nice. You shoot it. You hit it. It sparks gold. The fog cloud flies away. It's Mr. Light holding the Witchlight Vein, and that's what you shot. And it pivots in place and just Dark Soul Sunblades the Lizardmen.
Nice.
You get 600 points.
Very nice.
500 for Mr. Light and 100 for the 2 Lizardmen. So you were at 265, now you're at 865.
Yeah.
Round 10.
The doctor is like cheering as this goes on.
Yeah, so round 10, everything goes black. The entire tent goes black. You hear the creaking laugh of an old woman, the shriek of a little girl, and the gazer goes away. And then it pops up. There's like very obviously a hag. She's got an arm, like, and quote unquote an arm around the dummy of the small child and a knife against her throat.
Oh boy.
So you basically have to hostage shoot for the final round.
Oh, damn.
You've got grit, Vader.
Uh-huh.
And grit should be refilled because of that hit.
Yeah. All right. Yep. I guess we're making a grit shot to try and... How is this arranged? Is it like the hag behind the little girl?
Yeah, it's the hostage. Like, yeah.
All right. I guess then we're aiming for the hag's head.
Okay.
Yeah. Every amount of precision I can have. Come on.
Take advantage. It's lit up. It's not dark, so you can take advantage.
Cool. Yeah. So shot with advantage.
You hit.
Nice.
So you go from 865 to 1665. And the carny goes, a winner! The nextress to Odin indeed. What's your name, son?
Brick.
He like slaps a leaderboard. You're at the top. The previous leader was 1422. Like slaps the leaderboard up and says Brick 1665 on it, and he says, "What'll it be? Name your prize."
What's available?
What do you want?
Holy shit! If there's anything you can think of.
All right, Brick. You know what must be done. Hand cannon from Greyhawk.
No, I was gonna say you clearly asked for a hot dog.
You can literally get a new gun from this situation because of the multi-dimensional nonsense of the circus.
I offered him a new gun earlier. He didn't take it.
Oh. Wow.
God, spoiled for choice much?
Okay. The kind of grins at you and says, "Having trouble?"
Perhaps.
Think I've got just the thing. And he reaches under the counter and he pulls up a pair of like dog tags, not like what you put on a dog tag, like what a military person wears.
Uh-huh.
And he holds them out to you.
Okay, what?
And these are?
I saw what you did. You know your way around a firearm. These will increase your guts, so to say.
Interesting.
Grit booster.
Yeah. Yeah, that sounds good. I think I'll go ahead and take them.
Okay. The tags change every time you look at them, like the name on them changes. Currently, it says DR Holiday. It's a magic item. If you attune to the gunslinger's dog tags, basically you get 2 more grit points. And another like grit technique of your choice.
That's pretty good.
This also applies to non-gunslingers, by the way.
That's
Neat.
terrifying.
Would that give them proficiency with firearms though?
No.
No. All right.
But that would give us the ability to use grit and grit techniques.
Yep.
Oh boy, that's another attunement slot though, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
You don't have to take them. I have another idea.
What's your other idea?
So if you like hesitate to take him from him, he sets him on the counter and he says, "All right," and he sets a leather bag on the table, or the counter, like a messenger bag. You can see like a horsehair brush sticking from a sleeve on the side, and he opens it up, and it opens up 4 ways. You flip the top, open the front, and then pull the sides apart, and inside is just everything you need to service a firearm, from cleaning to modification to making ammunition, policing casings, everything.
Holy
That's good
shit!
too. That's also really good.
Wait, just to clarify though, is it only a kit like that, or is it one of those like infinite restoring kits things?
Impossible to tell.
Fair enough.
These are both really good.
Mm-hmm.
Choices, huh?
This will count as a toolkit that you're proficient with.
Nice. You know what? I think I'll take the tools.
Okay. So add rifleman supplies to your list. They weigh 8 pounds, and you can use these to do anything you need to do with your guns. They confer a bonus. This includes modifying them, by the way.
Uh-huh.
They allow you to make the check in less than perfect conditions, and in good conditions, they confer advantage.
Nice.
They are not magical.
Yeah. And this counts as a toolkit?
It does. He whisks the dog tags off the table and like starts barking to the crowd to get somebody else to come up. You turn around, Brick, with your prize, and I think the rest of you notice this about this point. There's about 100 people just surrounding you.
Like they had started to watch.
Yeah.
No big surprise there.
I mean, Brick was basically giving off his best Neo impression there at the end.
My guy grabbed the other crossbow, and the guy behind the counter went, "Everybody look at this guy. He's gonna look like a fool." And then he didn't.
And then he didn't, exactly.
Yeah.
Hey, everyone, look at this motherfucker. And then at the end, oh shit, everyone look at this motherfucker.
Nice. Alright. Cool.
Good job, Vader.
So I think just Brick takes a deep breath, exhales. Well, let's get moving, shall we?
Thumbs up.
So what other games are here again? Can you repeat again, Kit? Sorry.
There's all kinds of stuff, whatever you guys want, like, because that's how the carnival works. But specific to this place, there is a calliope, a carousel, trained dragonflies that you can ride around on in an enclosure, gondolas, a hall of illusions, a mystery mine, and a pixie kingdom. Also paddle boats on a lake.
Ooh.
And snail racing.
And snail racing.
Sibs is vaguely curious about the Hall of Illusions.
I'm weirdly interested in the snail racing.
You wanna go to snail racing?
A little bit. What I'm more interested in, now that I'm thinking about it, is what is it? Fuck. The sport. The one that Burley was talking about.
Oh, goat ball.
Goat ball.
Yeah, goat ball's here.
I'm a lot more interested in goat ball.
Well, I mean, you definitely do well. Can't throw a doctor in that, though.
I mean, you can. She just got utterly fucking destroyed.
I mean, fair dues.
Okay, good. That silence made me ask if I had been cut out, like if my internet had dropped without me noticing.
I
just need you
Although
guys to
now
decide
I'm
where
just
you're going.
imagining, like, when I said we can't throw the doctor in, just some fake pops up behind her, something pops up behind you, like, good, we can't throw it, and then just literally picks up the doctor and throws
Wait, so
her
you're
in
going to the
middle.
lake?
No, we're talking about goat ball.
Oh.
Is there a swimming?
There's a lake with paddle boats.
We'll keep that in mind for later.
Okay.
I really want to go investigate the goat ball.
I'll be right back.
Okay, you guys want to go to goat ball? I feel a little bit like Shaggy. Like, are you challenging me? Like, Do you believe for a second that, okay, are you guys going to the goat ball field?
I want to, yes.
Hockey, Vader, you going to goat
I
ball?
will join within this noble adventure and expect to have my face repeatedly punched in multiple times.
So we leave the shooting gallery booth, and we crossfade to an overhead view of, like, a rugby pitch with, like, posts set up, like, vertically. I'm gonna get stabbed, and we just hear a voiceover. These are the rules of goat ball. Vader's going to kill me.
Oh my god, Fox.
The sound you hear is now a hand literally reaching through the Funsu screen.
Yeah, pretty much. We're not going to explain what that reference is, but I could not resist.
I don't get it.
You don't get it? Hut ball.
Okay, I don't think I'm that far yet.
What? It's an old game.
Okay.
Galaxies, I think.
Never played it.
Ah, well, that's good. Somebody in the audience laughed at that. Anyway, so there are two teams, which is excuse me, Witches Wanderers versus Lights Limericks. You can choose purple or yellow for your team color, and then every so often, mostly when enough people have joined, they can go in and they can play to 10. Goat ball works. You cannot move off of your post, but it's kind of like a cross between volleyball and dodgeball. You don't want to get hit by the ball if the other team was the last one to touch it, but you do want to block it, like, for other people, and you can score points by either knocking out an opponent or, like, getting it through a hoop. Very athletic game. A lot of jumping involved.
I know exactly what you're talking about. I didn't exactly play this when I was in middle school, but we
How
called
did
it
you play
Blizzard.
this? I just made it up.
Something similar to it.
I've actually played a couple of things similar.
Okay.
It reminds me quite a bit of some people
and football.
Some people call it Gaga Ball, but it's actually called Octoball.
A little bit. A little bit of Foursquare, too.
Yeah, I was going to say, this sounds like Foursquare with extra steps.
A little bit.
That
Foursquare was fun until you got hit in the face.
So, do you want to play, Kian?
Yes, I want to play.
Anybody else?
Cyrodiil shall join in the honorable sport, and again expect balls to repeatedly hit her in the face.
You're going to play Cyrodiil? Okay.
Right then.
Anybody else?
I
Yes,
would
just
say your
us.
doctor will get fucking destroyed. So those two can have fun.
Okay.
I mean, the teams are probably mostly soft folk anyway.
Are you playing for Witches Wanderers or Lights Limericks?
Listen, I feel bad for Witch that we're about to kind of rob this man, so I'm gonna go with Witch.
You're gonna dress in purple? Okay.
I'll join with, and besides, I mean, purple, Raven Queen, so
you guys step into the purple zone, and you get, like, little streamers on your armor, and numbers appear magically on your clothes. And yeah, we like spin around a bit and get other people to come in. 10 on each side. And Kian, could you roll a d10 for me, please? Call high or low.
I will say, what constitutes high and what constitutes low? Above 5 high, below 5 low?
5 and below is low.
Okay. I'll call high.
Okay. So you're sitting there waiting for the buzzer to allow you into the pitch, and you look over, and Burley just, like, stands beside you all of a sudden.
What color is he rocking?
Purple.
Nice.
And he looks at you, and he just goes, Well, I thought I'd have to take an extended break today, but, like stretching. Doesn't look like it.
I almost feel bad. We might as well call this theft theft of a victory.
You can join light side if you like.
You know you want to play against him.
Hey, just because you're right doesn't mean I can't tell you to fuck off. Oh. I do a little bit, but you know what? I'm not.
Oh, man. So there's the sound of a party popper goes off, and the like railing onto the pitch like disappears, and the teams start to step onto the field, and somebody on the yellow team goes, "Hey, hang on a minute, is that a Goliath?" Like, nope, I'm out. Burley like shoves you. You better find a replacement, Tiny.
All right. I get the message.
No,
Change me.
no. You go over there and we have the same problem. Find somebody to fill in.
Yeah, I had an idea.
Go on.
Brick, join the yellow team.
Oh my god, Brick is just gonna get friggin' bodied.
Me too.
Should have seen it. He destroyed the high score of the shooting booth.
Oh, yeah.
You know what? Sure.
You could have walked under the...
Yeah.
Right, I'm playing keeper. And Burley, like, climbs up the highest post near the hoop. Pick your poisons.
Oh.
Could you repeat the rules for me one more time?
I didn't fully explain them. It's basically volleyball meets dodgeball. You can't leave your post, and you can't touch the ball unless someone else on your team touched it first. In the sense of, like, you can like defend it, but if it hits you, you're out, right? If you get knocked off your post or hit by the ball the incorrect way, you are out of the game and your team loses points. You can also gain points by putting the ball through the other team's hoop, and the first to 10 wins. That's all I've said so far.
All right.
What I'm gonna assume everyone knows what that meant. There's gonna be a pop quiz. Anyway. Sorry, I like making that joke. What are the positions?
There's 10 positions on each side. There's one big one directly under the hoops, and then it scales down from there. There's also 3 posts that are removed from the main cluster. They're kind of like satellites.
I'll take a frontal one.
Okay. Zero Death?
I'll take a midpoint.
Okay. Brick?
You really want the short one in the back?
I mean, you're on a separate team.
You're on the
so
other
go
team,
over-
homie.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah, I was about to say, go over wherever you want.
Right. Got a little confused there.
No
No
worries.
worries. All right. I guess I'll take a frontal position as well.
Okay. So, a goblin like walks out in a referee's uniform, and he blows a whistle, and he throws a gold coin up in the air, and from behind you, Brick and Kian and Sirdath, you hear Burley go, "Call it!" Brick and Kian call it.
Fails.
Heads, I guess.
It hits, spins, and falls, and it's two people dancing. What was that? Thought
What?
you played this game before.
We usually use Dwarven coin.
The lover or the liberator?
Oh my god, you have officially made the doctor make noises.
No, that's
I-
Siv's
I
making
am-
that noise.
I am assuming this is the lover.
Yes.
Lover.
But the goblin picks it up and throws it in the air again. You say lover.
Oh shit, I was just answering the question.
Yeah.
I will play whatever hand I am
So
dealt.
it hits and bounces and it falls over, and it's the image of, you can't see any details, of a person with like sunlight behind them reaching down to a group of people.
Oh.
Way to go, Tony. Your ball. There's a boom sound, and yeah, Brick, a goatskin ball flies into your hands.
Uh-huh.
Some kind of
Catches it.
handicap.
Alright. Sorry, I'm still struggling with the rules a bit. It's either...
You can try to knock somebody off their post or go for
Uh-huh.
the hoop.
What do you mean by post? As
You're
in
s-
position?
You're
Position or...
standing on a wooden log that is vertical.
Ah,
You have about 5 square feet of movement to work with.
I see. Alright.
All of you are at least 10 feet in the air. Burley is the highest.
Uh-huh. You know what? Khan took over frontal position. He's right in my face.
Okay, yeah, that's true.
Just gonna throw it. Kian, I guess.
Okay, make an athletics check.
Uh-huh.
Okay, Kian, athletic check. Okay. So, Brick, you throw it at Kian. Kian, it, like, beans off your head, and the scoreboard in the back begins flipping, and neither one of you react immediately. And, Burley says, "Call it!"
All what?
Their spirit.
Spirit?
That's what he said.
I'm so terribly confused.
You don't know? So neither one of you say anything. It flips. The yellow side is a bear in a stream, and the purple side is an eagle flying over a forest. And neither one of you move, so a big red X appears over the eagle, and Kian, your pose just falls away from under you.
Oh, this is not like home.
I thought you said you played this game.
We do. The rules seem to be a little different than I remember.
We use Valdak rules. What do you play?
Eric rules.
Simpleton. My ball! The goblin throws the ball up to Burley.
Simpleton, overachiever.
Anybody want to know what just happened?
The doctor raises her hand from the sidelines.
Right. First, you choose your target. He points at Brick. Then, you throw your goat ball. Make an athletic check, Brick.
Oh boy.
5, Rick.
Oops, that was Arcana.
Yep.
I don't think that ball is magic. Doink.
Phew. He put some mustard on this and nails you right in the face. You're like teetering on your log. The scoreboard begins to like switch, and Burley shouts, "Wolf!" Stops on Wolf on his side. And immediately he like basically takes a stance where he crouches down and like puts his hands up in front of him, almost like he's doing like tiger kung fu. And he like bares his teeth and leans forward. What do you do?
I mean, I guess I gotta call something. The bear?
Okay, it switches to the bear in the stream again. What do you do?
What do I do?
He did something.
I'll be right back.
Take your stance, Brick. You called bear something defensive.
I guess, alright. Yeah, just a defensive posture.
Okay, what is it? What do you do?
Good question. Probably just, arms in front in a blocking position. I don't know.
Yeah, totally. Like big shoulders up, blocking stance. So you both do it. That confers advantage. He still beats you, so X appears over the bear, and your thing pops up. He rolled a 20, by the way.
Yeah.
I'm really sorry if that just came through.
So the goblin picks up the ball, throws it to the yellow side. This like Dr. Lorelai's age human woman's like holding the ball, and she looks out on the purple side of the field, and she's like, "What?" And she's like, "I'm just gonna throw it for the hoop," and she throws it towards the hoop. Okay, that's a good roll. Let's see if Burley can stop it. He cannot. It goes through the hoop, and her pole raises a little bit, and everybody cheers. And Burley like grabs the ball from the back of the hoop. This goes on for a bit, back and forth, until it's just Burley, Cyrodiil, and 2 people on the yellow side. At this point, Cyrodiil, a golden jack-o'-lantern appears in front of you on your post.
Okay then.
What do you do?
I'm going to shout back to Burley. What does this do?
Touch it!
Dodge it?
Touch it.
Oh. Okay, reach out to grab it.
You reach out to grab it, and you all hear the scream of a bull, and suddenly Cyrodiil is wearing a golden, like, Diryak helmet. And the crowd starts chanting Diryak.
The doctor, what's Diryak?
I think you might need to shout that a bit louder, Doctor, if you actually meant that to be heard.
Not really, more just as a general question.
So,
I mean, valid.
the dude on the yellow side, like, throws the ball, clearly aiming at the hoop, and it veers in midair and beams off Cyrodiil, but nothing happens.
What? Ah! Like a bit of a reaction of what?
Make a dexterity saving throw.
Ooh.
You have your aura.
Yep.
Oh, holy crap.
You catch the ball. The crowd is still chanting Diryak.
Cyrodiil is going for some revenge on that guy right now.
So you look at that guy, and it's from your perspective, it's like your vision zooms in and tunnels around this guy with a red aura. You have advantage and +5 on your athletic check.
Oh, dear Lord in high heaven, this man in theory is about to have a bad day. And watch this now, I just get a really bad roll.
Yeah, well.
Thank God for
29.
advantage.
29.
This man is dead. This man is dead. You've
So
killed
you
someone. for that.
throw the ball. There's another scream of a bull. The ball catches on fire. And the man has just enough time to be like, oh shit! And he gets beamed in the face and flies off of his pole all the way to the ground.
The doctor winces.
There was a man there. Yes, there was a man.
You might want to surrender. You're next. And the gnome on the pole is just like, nope, I give up. And yeah, the poles descend.
The gnome just jumps off.
Yeah, the gnome descends, and Burley like gets off his pole and like slaps Ceradeath on the back, and they start like walking out.
The doctor is cheering and clapping.
Like looks over at Kyan and immediately slugs him in the shoulder. Kyan. Oh, it's only a 4 to hit. Hello?
Gamzee is muted for some reason.
Ah, okay. So he just walks over. I thought you knew how to play goat ball.
The
Luckily
doctor
for
kind of-
you, the dragon here's a prodigy.
The doctor raises her hand a little bit.
Yeah?
I'm sorry to ask, but I heard while you guys were playing, who's or what's Diriak?
Some Goliath spirit, so-and-so. It's important, I think.
Alright.
Has
Why?
Rick ever heard that before?
No, you have not.
Usually Gamzee would explain, but Gamzee is currently silent.
Thanks for the fun. I gotta get back to work.
You did good.
Excuse. Before you go back, there is a question I would like to ask. What time is the big show?
At the end of the night, like I told you.
But when does the end of the night come? Because I've been watching the stars and they do not seem to move.
I don't understand your question. It comes at the end of the night.
How do you know when the end of the night is here?
You know. And you have plenty of time to get to the big top.
Like, that, Ceradeath is definitely of the intelligence level of, like, just raise finger, lower finger. And then just roll with it.
Fair
Yeah,
enough.
That works.
You remember, Lasha? I mentioned Lasha?
Yeah.
You should go see her. Down that way. He points toward the lake.
Okay.
Remember, Burley said Lasha would help you.
Yeah, it just went quiet for a moment there.
Well, nobody said anything.
I thought I said, yeah, I remember, but I'm guessing my mic didn't pick it up. Sorry.
And then Burley said, down that way. Like, you should go see her, is what he said. Maybe my mic didn't go through.
All right, then the doctor will probably nod, look to the others, and start heading that way.
Okay.
Gamzee said he had to get up real fast. His computer is being a little difficult, and something came up.
Understood.
So yeah, the doctor will start walking down to the lake.
Okay. Rick and Ceradeath, you going with her?
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
That song from Dark Souls 2 starts playing. I can't play it.
Got it.
Okay.
You know the one I mean?
I only played Dark Souls 2 once.
Okay.
That was a
I can't remember the exact title of it, but I know exactly what you're talking about.
Try to find it and post it backstage.
Do.
But you hear this haunting, wordless, like, vocalization start to come over the water as you get closer. I'm gonna need all of you to make charisma saves.
Oh boy.
Remember, everyone gets +3.
Yes.
+3.
I'm probably gonna need it.
All right, mine +3 would be. Should I say it aloud or just once you asked?
You're good. So Dr. Lorelei and Sirigath, you resist. Brick, you are affected by calm emotions.
Okay.
Brick has taken the chill pill.
Mist gathers at the banks of a shimmering lake. Near its center, a mermaid lounges in a giant bowl, singing a glorious haunting song that captivates spectators. The water of the lake coalesces into magical sculptures that whirl around her as she performs. So she's basically doing like a shadow puppet play, but with water sculptures. She's...
The doctor... Sorry.
Do I have a picture of her? Let's see. I might.
I also think I found it. I'm not sure if this is the right
do.
one.
Yep, that is exactly right. Yes. This is what the mermaid looks like.
She's so pretty.
She's very pretty. And there's like paddle boats out on the lake, or you can watch her like do her water thing.
The doctor is like awestruck. This is really cool to the doctor.
Yeah, right? What would you guys like to do?
I think the doctor looks to the other two like, I might actually stay and watch this. This looks really nice. We were told to come talk to her anyways, but this is a really cool show.
So, let me see if I have, like, somewhat fitting music for last shot. I don't think I do, but I might. Actually, this might work. Perfect, actually. Great. Okay. So, you guys, like, stand along the roped-off shoreline so people don't fall in, watching the water sculpture, like, shadow play that she's putting on. It's apparently a love story. Of, like, one of them is obviously a mermaid, the other one seems to be a human, and they're like, yeah, they're like falling in love. Like, apparently the human is sick, and the mermaid can help him. And it's like telling their story.
Alright.
This goes on for a while.
Is this like a tragedy almost?
No. It's literally a love story.
Got it.
So, what would you guys like to do? Just sit and watch?
I guess.
I think the doctor will watch for a bit, depending on how long the story goes on for, or how long her overall performances go on for.
Okay, so eventually the story ends with, of course, with the big kiss, and then the water falls back into the lake, and Palisha, or presuming the mermaid is Palisha, descends through like a hidden tube in the center of the glass sphere. Yeah, doesn't seem to be visible anymore.
The doctor like claps when she finishes to be polite. I wonder how we're supposed to talk to her. Kind of looks down into the water.
Yeah.
Well, for you, it probably wouldn't be too much of a problem.
I think this is perfect, and it perfectly illustrates that intent matters. You say, I wonder how we talk to her, look down into the water, and you hear, talk to who? And there's a face staring back at you.
Is it the performer from earlier?
It is the mermaid, yes.
Oh, hi there.
Mermaids be psychic, yo.
She, like, pops up to her shoulders in the water and, like, nods at you. Like, runs her hands through her hair and does that, like, twist to get the water out of it, which is hilarious.
Yeah. We were looking to talk to... How is it said?
Burley said Lasha.
We're looking for someone named Lasha?
Hmm? Hi.
So I know Sibs remembers that Burley says that she could help us, but I feel like the doctor has a more specified idea of what that help is. Sibs is just blanking on what that help could possibly be, but
What?
I do think the doctor...
Run that by me again?
Burley said that Lasha could help us. Sibs does not have ideas on how that can be. The doctor probably does, and I was wondering if anyone else had ideas.
No, I don't think so. She's a mermaid, and this is a lake. I don't think it's reasonable that Dr. Lorelei would have any ideas how Palasha could help.
Fair. Then I think she says, well, Burley mentioned her and said that she might be able to help us, but I'm curious as to how he thinks.
Help you with what?
Well, we're trying to help the carnival. We're trying to help a lot of people right now.
Hmm? She, like, nods at you, seriously. Like, reaches out of the water, and her hands are, like, webbed. Kind of like Dr. Lorelei's, but more webbed. And she points over to
Like-
the paddle boat dock. And she says,
Yeah.
let's talk over there.
Okay. The
And
doctor will head that way.
Disappears back beneath the water. And yeah, like, you guys go over to the paddle boat dock, and there's a little, like, booth attached to the side of the dock, and there's a splash, and she pops up and, like, lands on a little bench and, like, stretches, and, like, leans on the bench with one of her arms. She says, all right, do you want to help the carnival? What's wrong with the carnival?
I'm trying to think of how the doctor would explain this. Or does anyone else have any ideas on what to say here? Hello?
Sorry.
I'm here.
I'm here, but my throat's starting to bother me.
I'm just struggling now to try and explain this without, like, saying any of the words that are on the list. Because we don't know what all of them are.
I mean, you led with Burley told me to talk to you.
So, I don't know entirely what that entails, other than Burley told us that she could help.
What is Burley?
Chief of Security.
Feywild
At
rules.
least from... Oh, right. Now it's just a matter of... The Feywild rules are very bad for people like me.
You can do it. I believe. I believe in a thing called Sibs.
Alright. So, told us to talk to Lasha. Burley's the chief of security, and it works on intention. So if we intend to help the carnival, Lasha would want us to help the carnival. The thing is, now the doctor can't even put together how Lasha is supposed to help us, and I'm scared that if I'm well, no. Because if we're helping the carnival, anything should help.
What Lasha said was, what's wrong with the carnival?
The answer to that is technically nothing. Other than the Hourglass Coven, but we don't know if that's a word that's banned.
It is, Kettleston
Right.
said so.
Right, I forgot.
You can always just say, like, something I'm not allowed to talk about.
Fair. Yeah, I think the doctor says something I can't exactly talk about, but it's something that doesn't bode well for the wellness of everyone here.
Lasha, like, tilts her head at you. Barley sent you.
Nods.
Alright. I'm not following you, but go on.
Oh, fuck.
Our intention is also, well, perhaps she can help us with the whole Mr. Witch situation. Good. Without having to mention the overarching problems, you could go with that.
Like, just say, we mostly want to have an audience with Mr. Witch? Or, what do you mean?
Basically, and
I think you're overthinking it.
Yeah, I'm definitely overthinking it. That's how my brain works.
So just say what comes to mind then.
The thing is, the thing that comes to mind is immediately censored out by, but that's too forward.
But I didn't say that.
Yeah, no, I know. It's just how my brain works.
Okay? I can't tell you what to say.
I know, I'm just trying to think now.
Use the intent rule as a boon, not a bane.
Got it. We're trying to help a lot of people. The people include the carnival, but in order to do that, we need to talk to Mr. Witch.
Alright. What does that have to do with me?
I'm not sure. Burley said to come to you, and you might be able to help us.
With what? What are you trying to do?
Here's...
What's her insight? What is her insight? Palisher, what is your insight? It's not terrible.
Here's where we need to be careful, because if I outright say, take Mr. Witch's watch, that's end of story, most likely.
nobody said that.
I just kind of... I don't know.
Tutorial.
Yeah, I think the doctor just kind of pauses for a second, kind of, her fins do the twitch motion. She inhales, exhales. Don't take this the wrong way, but we need Mr. Witch's... kind of makes the watch gesture, like pulling a pocket watch out gesture.
Oh! You meant Burley sent you literally.
Yes.
As in, you're following Burley's plan that he's had for years. Who are you?
First off, he's had this plan for years? second of all, well...
Give or take a century, why?
Okay, then. Well, my name is... Well, I'm the doc... Well, they call me the doctor. I'm Dr. Lorelei.
Do you have any family, Dr. Lorelei?
Yeah, the doctor absolutely has, like, family she is aware of. She isn't on great terms with them, but she knows them.
Do you have, like, a sibling that is involved in the deep ocean in some way? Maybe not a sibling, like a family member that's, like, involved in the deep ocean. Maybe they're a sailor, maybe they're an explorer, maybe they are a diplomat for the like, coastal plane, or the tidal plains. Like, anything like that?
Yes, she has a relative named Marnie who is a sort of diplomat. I don't know exactly what she does, but Marnie is a diplomat.
What is Marnie's relation to Zuli?
Like, third cousin. You could show Zuli a picture of her and she'd be like, oh yeah, that's my third cousin Marnie. I wonder how she's doing.
Okay, so you say I'm Dr. Sue Lorelei, and Palisha, like, crinkles her nose. She says, are you related to Marnie, Sue Lorelei?
Yes, actually.
Alright. Go on.
Like, go on as in the related to Marnie, or
like,
as
like
in
just continue talking, is what she meant.
Well, we're trying to go along with Burley's plan, but we're not entirely sure of, well, what the big top is quite like. And while we were going around, we got caught up in the games area, and when we ran into Burley, he said you might be able to help us.
The carnival does tend to sweep you along, that's true.
Which I imagine is the point of it. It's a carnival.
I'm not sure what help I could provide. I'm performing at the time. It depends on what you need. What are you trying to do? I understand that you need that to... Why are you doing... You're helping... You're... And, like, her eyes get big. You're going through the portal.
Kind of like a finger snap, like, points. Yes. Can't say it, but yes.
Right. Again, I don't know what help I could render. If you're doing that, that's going to force a confrontation with them. Do you believe they're involved in some way?
Them being kind of makes the hand gesture of turning an hourglass over.
No. The Witchlight Carnival. She gives you a hand gesture like, come on.
Sibs is not getting it. So I'm struggling here, sorry. So what was said was, do you think they're involved?
Yes.
Involved in what regards, though? There's a lot of things that we could technically be... Are they involved? Hello?
Sorry, what?
I didn't hear anything after I said that
I didn't say anything after that. I didn't hear what you said.
She said you think they're involved, but that could mean any number.
She didn't specify.
And then when I made the gesture to indicate the Hourglass Coven, she said no. And then she said the Witch Light.
Witchlight Carnival, yes.
I do not think they are directly intentionally involved in what we're trying to solve. But
I see. So you only need the portal.
We only need the portal. we need the portal to get there to help who we're helping, and by extension, help the carnival.
So,
Sorry.
hey, welcome back.
Sorry about that.
Hello.
To make my keep, I often have to go get stuff.
No worries.
Really quick, I just want to mention, when you said the Witchlight Carnival, I was just pulling in, and my car abruptly turned off, and the backyard light turned on. So,
Be polite. Do not give Mr. Witch and Mr. Light a reason to set up on our plane.
Why not? It'd be great.
I don't want to know if the Hourglass Coven is still there.
Well, then solve the problem.
Working on it.
we break the hourglass. It's easy as that.
So, anyway, she says, so if you only need the portal, I don't really know how I can help you. I mean, if Burley thinks there's a problem, you've got my word, but I don't know how useful I'd be. I'm not even entirely sure what you're planning.
You said you perform at the time of, do you perform during the Big Top show?
Of course.
Mr. Witch watches the show, doesn't he?
She nods.
I saw what you did with the water. It's an amazing show, by the way.
She blushes.
It's the kind, probably kind of like that same kind of ghost, faintly purple deal that the Doctor does. Except it's a little darker.
No.
How does this look?
She blush like, oh, you mean literally? Yeah, kind of. But she doesn't blush in the like, oh, thank you for liking my show kind of way. She blushes like you commented on something.
The Doctor kind of tilts her head, one fin kind of drops a bit. Did I say something wrong?
She shakes her head and smiles a little. She says, no, nothing wrong. Just the story's a little personal.
The Doctor nods, kind of getting it.
Been to the Hall of Illusions yet? Oh, no, wait, he's on information currently.
No, we haven't yet. I've thought about maybe going there. Wait a minute. Candlefoot, he was the one working the booth when I was last there.
She nods and, like, smiles a little brighter.
The Doctor kind of chuckles a little bit. Okay, I've got it.
Actually, could you settle a rumor for me? I'm stuck here until the big top.
Sure, what is it?
Did he lose his voice again?
Yes, actually. I was, the one who asked Burley to bring him a notebook.
Could you find it for him? Please?
Of course.
You know where it is.
Yeah.
So the Doctor's purposefully not mentioning that.
I mean, she knows, well, she doesn't know where it is right now. She knows who has it. She just doesn't know where the hell Kettlesteam is. And she plans to bring it back to Candlefoot.
Right, and just, I guess I'm with kids. Like, you're purposely not saying, oh yeah, I know who took it. I'll make sure he gives it back, or she gives it back.
Yeah, like, I think the Doctor says, okay, I kind of somewhat have a vague idea of where it is, but but I'll make sure it gets back to him.
She nods. Well, then I'm at your disposal, I suppose.
What I'm thinking is, during the show, you perform, definitely a big spectacle would keep the attention of both the audience, as including Mr. Witch.
Hold the
If-
phone.
What?
Remember that her performance caused calm emotions. Or, I don't know if we know that in character, but...
The only one who knows that is Brick.
So I think Brick pipes in at this, actually.
Kind of turns to him.
I felt a calming sensation when I approached. Was that you?
Was?
Could you do the same thing during your performance at the Big Top?
You're asking me to enchant Mr. Witch.
I suppose that is my intent.
Probably less Mr. Witch, more like security. Other than, well, Burley, who knows?
Which is the better option?
Avoiding a con...
If I'm going to do that to Mr. Witch, you need to talk quickly.
We plan to.
You won't have a choice but to listen.
I can block the door with my foot, so to say. But not for very long. And after he slams the door, I'm in a great deal of trouble unless you talk quickly. But if you bring him, his voice back, fine.
Nods. So now we kind of have to make Kettlestein give the voice back.
Okay.
I mean,
What, Gams?
we don't have to. There's always the option of being like, yeah, we absolutely will, but we need to get through the meeting with Mr. Witch first. You know what I'm saying? Might be able to buy, cause all he wanted the voice for was. Oh, sorry, I keep forgetting about that because of the voice.
It's somebody else's voice, like.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly, and it's a Kenku.
That's what's fucking me. All she wanted the voice for was to better voice her stuff in the meeting with Mr. Witch and Mr. Light. Because if they had a voice, they figure those two might actually listen.
On the one hand, yeah. On the other hand, we could tell Kettlestein, if we can find her again, and be like, hey, we have a plan. We're going to get that meeting with Mr. Witch. We need to give the voice back, though, if we want this plan to work.
She didn't say get it first.
Fair.
She just said get it.
Yeah, the doctor was planning to get the voice back to not fucking...
She's taking a big risk, because if... Like, she's doing this because Burley trusts you, but, like, realistically, you're asking her to hex her boss.
Yeah, exactly. This is like asking, someone to drug their boss, basically.
Yeah, and their boss is, like, Hades. Like,
yeah,
exactly.
Like
deific or near deific.
We need to talk quick, we need to talk well, and we need to show true intent of, please do not harm any of your employees. They did this for us, and we're trying to help you and your boss.
I've got another show. Is that everything?
I believe so. Thank you so much. I'll make sure Candlefoot gets his voice back.
All right. Well, good luck, and I'll see you in the big top.
Waves to her.
Yeah, she just drops back into the water and is gone.
Now all that's left is to figure out our plan of attack in the big top, and then
Well,
wait for the show.
Burley mentioned another name, didn't he?
Yep. He said Durla, Footy, and Lasha.
Was it Durley or Fooda he told us not to go near because
Neither.
he didn't want to?
Neither.
He said Durla, Footy, and Lasha might help you. Stay away from Thaco.
Thaco, that was it.
Footy is Candlefoot. We've heard him call Candlefoot that. Lasha we just talked to. Well, the doctor did most of the talking for that.
Thaco is wacko.
Thaco is bad news.
What do you guys want to do?
Probably head back up.
Up?
Like, back away from the lake.
Okay.
When people say lakes, for some reason, my brain immediately imagines going downhill.
Where to?
I say
I suppose we should look for the last one he mentioned.
Wait, why? The last one he mentioned, stay away from, I thought.
No.
The last one he did mention to go to help with.
Oh. I'm sorry. I'm really off tonight.
You're good.
You're good, man.
Thing is, we don't know what they do. And Sibs kind of wants to see if the Hall of Illusions is open.
If we move with the intent to look for them...
Well, let's see. I know I still got 5 spots on my ticket still because of the reset thing. And I know Ceradeath at some point wants to find a special shield at some point as well, so Hawker's Alley too, but we still need to find that person also, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, what's up?
I was just gonna reinforce. Guess we should move with the intent to find. I forgot their name already.
Durla, was it? No, not Thaco. Durla.
Oh, Darla.
Darla, yeah.
That's why I was confused, because I thought you guys were saying we should go find Thaco, and I thought...
No.
Yeah, so that's why I was confused.
No. But I do say we go find. We move with the intent to find
Durla.
Durla. We move with the intent to find Durla.
Okay. So you guys are gonna like this. You're moving with the intent to find Durla. You find yourselves heading towards the Lost and Found.
Alright.
Outside the Lost Property Wagon is a large feline creature with midnight blue fur. It has a pair of tentacles extending from its shoulders and wears fake butterfly wings. Hanging from its collar is a small wooden keg. The creature is roughhousing with 2 young boys.
Is Durla an awakened displacer beast?
Yes. Yes, he is.
That's so cool!
I love it. I didn't think you could awaken monstrosities, but I guess when you're dealing in magics of the Fae, you can do just about whatever the fuck you want.
I love them.
Displacer beasts are actually from the Feywild, so.
I was about to ask that, because I could have sworn I remember hearing that they were.
I love that his tentacles hold up the wings so that they don't look threatening. That's great.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's-
holy crap,
that's
I didn't
so
even
good.
realize that.
Oh my god, we have art. Oh my god, we have art.
Yeah, we have
Yes!
heard of it. We have heard of this guy.
Oh my god, I love that actually.
So as the 4 of you walk up, one at a time, what languages do you speak? Ceradeath.
Ceradeath speaks Draconic, Common, and Shultan.
Brick.
Common, Dwarvish, Elvish, Gnomish, Sylvan, Cholton, and Giant.
Okay. Dr. Lorelei.
Common, Primordial, Aquan specifically, and Sylvan.
Kian?
Common, Giant, Draconic, Celestial, Primordial, and Druidic.
Okay. So, you guys walk up, and Brick and Dr. Lorelei, you feel a presence push gently into your mind. And you hear in Elvish, you hear,
"Have you lost something?"
The doctor doesn't speak Elvish.
Oh, do you not?
No.
It's Sylvan then, my bad. He speaks Elvish and Sylvan. So it's Sylvan, my mistake.
I should have gotten Sylvan.
Dirk's got a Dirk, and Dirk does not understand cat.
Well, you didn't hear anything, but
I
Brick
know,
and Dr. Lorelei did.
Yeah, no, that I get. I'm making a bad joke.
The doctor kind of blinks a second.
The cat's
actually,
looking at you.
Like, the doctor can tell it's Sylvan, right?
Yeah.
Is it Sylvan or Celestial we established that you can't really speak, it's more of a feeling?
Celestial.
Then yeah, I think the doctor swaps into Sylvan. Actually, we were told that you might be able to help us with a plan of one of your friends.
The cat pauses its roughhousing, and it looks at the boys, the two young boys. And where is their names? I know they have names. Give me a second. Where are their names? Here we go. Yeah. Yeah. So he looks at the two boys and he says something in Sylvan, which just sounds like soft growling to Kian and Dr. and Ceradeath. But Brick and Dr. Lorelei, you hear him say, Vero, Alwyn, that's enough. Your mother will be back soon. And they both go, "Aww," and flop down. And the keg around his neck glows a little bit. And then suddenly they're both holding little cups of juice. And then he steps away from them slightly. If he flicked his tentacle, he could touch them. But he steps a little bit closer to you. And he sits down and he says,
"How may I be of service?"
Still in Sylvan. That's what I'm still trying to figure out a little bit. We're trying to help. Well, we were told by, sorry, Sibs is stuttering, not the doctor.
Mm-hmm.
We were told by Burley, who's apparently had a plan of his for a long while now.
The watch.
Yes, the watch.
I will not risk my position. I will
That's-
not risk the safety of the masters.
We're not going to hurt them. We just need to talk to them really fast.
Regarding...
We're planning to...
"Do you speak Sylvan?"
I forgot. My bad.
No worries.
What was that last thing you said?
Regarding... It's hard to inflect with that voice.
I think Brick switches to Sylvan, which is actually kind of a foreign tongue to him because he
yeah.
got that from Sparky. The portal.
The doctor nods deeply.
And I think the Displacer Beast stands up on his back, because he had sat down, and a little bit more ominously he goes,
"What is your business with Prismia?"
Looks to Brick. Brick.
We're looking to help the patron of this carnival. Something's happened, apparently.
What What could I do?
Well,
You must
if you-
understand. The safety of that which was lost is paramount.
Absolutely, I imagine. If you don't mind me asking, what are you doing during the, end of the night show?
My duty.
So you just stay here?
Some things go missing from the Witchlight Carnival and never return. It is my duty to ensure that happens as rarely as possible.
Nods. So, I'm trying to think. On the one hand, we're not going to take the watch out of the carnival. That'll spell certain disaster. Do you... I had a thought, but I don't know if that's how this works.
well, what is it?
Do you think it's possible that, Durla could help us within the regards of getting Candlefoot's voice back, like, before we go through the portal with Kettle Steam? Durla could take care of the voice, and we could tell Burley to go tell to Candlefoot, hey, Durla has your voice, we got it back.
That seems kind of roundabout.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. That's why I said I don't know if that's how this works.
I cannot leave my post. But I can give you leverage.
Head tilt. How so?
This place would be shakes its head.
Knowledge comes at a price.
This motherfucker really is Faye.
Head tilt?
If you
And that price is.
I have failed in my duty. The grains of the hourglass fall. There is another that must be found quickly.
Who
Fane.
or what? Repeat that for me.
Fane.
Not gonna say it. Not gonna say it. Not gonna say it.
Question mark?
He sighs, and with one of the tentacles, very subtly gestures at the two boys.
Thero, Alwyn, and Fane.
Oh
Child.
no. A child has gone missing. The doctor's mom mode has somewhat subtly activated.
Find
So-
the boy, and I will tell you what I know.
Nods in agreement.
Quickly, before the shutters close in.
Nods. Time to move with intention to find child.
Okay. What do you do?
Not even because we're getting information out of it. The doctor's worried.
Okay.
Doctor starts walking, so what are we doing? I I was privy to, like, none of whatever just happened there.
Yeah, you heard growling from the beast, and Dr. Lorelei was responding with birdsong.
Long story incredibly short, he won't be able to help us exactly, but he'll give us information if we can find someone who went missing. A child by the name of Fane.
Get a description?
I saw what the other two kids looked like, right?
Correct. So
They
did
were
Kyan.
looking? Were they similar looking?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It's one of the siblings of those two, so it can't be too different.
Little brother, go for a scout.
Already done. Flies up. Make an investigation check for Freck. Excuse me.
I will. If I had his sheet open, hang on.
Oops.
I hope that voice is like, you can tell most of what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I can.
Yeah.
Because I can't really enunciate more than I am.
And he adds by proficiency. What's our proficiency bonus?
+3, I believe.
Cool.
So is that with the bonus, or do I need to apply a 3 to it?
That's with the bonus.
Okay. Almost immediately, Vrek comes back. There's a lone child in the feasting orchard.
Feasting orchards.
The doctor will start heading that way with intent.
Mm-hmm.
Like, she's kind of like, sorry, excuse us, pardon us.
No, you're not. There's
Now,
not,
if
there's
it's
not
Ed,
crowds.
you're
There's
up.
not crowds. Remember?
Fair, I forgot.
Yeah.
Not often you go to a circus that doesn't have, well, I mean, does and does not have people.
Right?
I mean, we are at Schrodinger's circus.
Yes!
Fair, so the doctor is just kind of heading that way, sorry.
Okay, what's your marching order?
I assume doctor in front.
Right.
Bricks.
This is largely irrelevant. I'm so sorry that I asked and then immediately walked it back. I forgot that you have a bird's eye view. I need a perception check from Vrek. That's what I need.
Okay. Oh, that's also not updated. Let me fix that.
Yep.
I need to go through and fix all of these at some point.
Good roll.
Man.
Okay, so you guys were in the games corner, so you have to pass through pass around one of the dark sections to get to the feasting orchard. That's fine.
Yeah.
In so doing, just as Dr. Lorelei is about to pass from the games corner towards the feasting orchard through the darkened section, Kyan, you get stop.
He's gonna grab the doctor's collar.
Yeah, the doctor will stop.
You can't see through Vrek's eyes, can you?
I get to treat him like a familiar, but I don't know how
Do
far
you get
that
to treat him like a
extends.
familiar?
Effectively, he has the stats of one when he's not
Right,
in battle form.
but do you get the share senses ability?
I'm not sure. Let's see if I added that. It doesn't say one way or the other.
Okay, I'm going to assume that you don't. Vrek has a ticket. So, I feel like he says stop. Kyan is immediately like, what do you see?
Mm-hmm.
A presence. Shadow. Something. In... between the lanes. I can't make it out.
I have dark vision. That doesn't help me here.
Remember what Kettlesteam said. Don't look with your eyes.
Right. How else can I look?
That's a good question.
I have ideas. Give
Go
me
ahead.
1 second. I'm looking at my spell list real fast.
That's not going to help you.
Thought I would double check something because I thought I took something and I didn't. All right. Yeah, I think the doctor like kind of looks over to Kyan and keeping her eyes like kind of trailing back towards the path she was about to take. But it's like, what were you? Why? Oh right. Shadows. Thank you.
It's
Kinda like
moving
goes to
towards
her-
the boy.
Would an insight check help?
Wait.
I will answer you as soon as Brick qualifies his weight. Hawkeye.
If the boy's lost his ticket,
Oh shit.
Right.
And the doctor's like moving another way. Like fuck that.
Question.
Yes.
How close is the boy to us?
A lane over. You're still in the games corner. He's in the feasting orchard.
So definitely more than 30 feet. Shit.
So I cannot mentally communicate with Vrek. He can mentally communicate with me.
Can he send you pictures?
Oh,
I-
well, that's not how Celestia works. No.
I don't think so,
Um,
yeah. So, circling back, Hawkeye said, would insight work? Yes, if you make it with your charisma.
Ooh, I'll do that.
So basically, whether or not you're proficient with insight, you would add that bonus, and then you would make a charisma check instead.
Okay, so I am proficient with insight, so how do I do that exactly in Roll20?
So what is your proficiency modifier?
Is that my proficiency bonus then?
Yes.
Or,
Yes.
3.
Yeah.
3. So it would be a charisma check plus 3.
Okay.
All right. Can I do that too?
Yeah. Well, if you're proficient with insight, yes. If not, it
Oh,
would be
no.
just a flat charisma check.
Charisma plus 3.
Mm-hmm. If you're proficient.
I am.
Okay.
Son of a bitch, doctor.
So, does that mean that in this case I could just do a Christmas savings throw since that actually includes a plus 3? Since
Yes.
Oh.
But you wouldn't get your aura bonus because it's not a saving throw.
Well, no. Wouldn't it include, though, the... Oh, well, actually. Yeah, that one. So
you're actually the only one who rolled high enough, Hawkeye. So you don't see so much as sense, like the vibration of footsteps on the ground, like the subtle change in the light when someone comes up behind you, like the difference in air pressure when you walk past an opening. Like those senses, you sense a presence in the darkness between the tents, and fingers like the limb of a dead tree reaching into the light.
just real life, just that description has me shuddering a little.
Luckily for you, I have some safety tools set up for when you get to the Feywild. It's gonna get a lot worse than that.
Fair enough.
I have a plan.
Okay.
Okay.
Is Kyan going to tell us that Vrek just said that it's going for the boy?
Yes. First, whatever's in these alleys is going for the child. He's gonna look up to Vrek, and he's going to shout. He's going to shout, "Give the child your ticket and enter hammer space."
I wouldn't say to hammer space, it would be like to spring.
To the spring, yeah. I didn't know what else to call it, and we've referred to it as hammer space before.
I don't think Vrek can control that.
then give the boy your ticket and tell me when you've done it, and I'll send you to the sprint.
Okay. Yeah, so Vrek like flies over the feasting orchard. We see him like become intangible. The ticket like falls from the sky. This little boy picks it up, and we see like in the tent alleyway behind him, we see like Oogie Boogie before the spotlight falls on him, and then it vanishes in a puff of smoke, as does Vrek.
Ooh. Okay.
What just happened?
Did Vrek just go bye-bye permanently?
No.
No, Kyan did
he-
that.
Oh.
Yeah, he's cool. He's cool. I can bring him back whenever.
Oh, okay.
The doctor is like, what just happened? You stopped me in, right, the dark alleyway, but where did Vrek go?
Then wrecked the child. The boy now has a ticket. Whatever lurks in these alleys cannot get him, won't be able to get him for now.
We should get over there.
Yeah, so you guys get over to the feasting orchard with intent, and you come out, yeah, like right, like there's this like 6-year-old little like blonde-haired, probably Waterdavian boy like sitting in the middle of the square, and he's like looking at the ticket on a chain because he like the tickets he's seen haven't been on a chain.
Hi there.
Like looks up at you, completely like unaware of anything just happened.
Are you Fane by any chance?
He nods.
Good. Are you lost?
He like pauses, looks around in that like I'm not a toddler anymore kind of way, and realizes where he is, and you see his eyes start water.
No, it's okay. That's why I asked. We know where your siblings are, and where you're going to take you to them. We were asked to find you.
Like holds his hands up to you.
The doctor will take them.
Yeah. You lead him back over to Durlagron, who immediately like pushes Fane like back towards the cart when you guys get there, and like sits in front of them. And he nods at you. And he
Big
says,
cat do big cat thing.
yes.
Should I leave that should I leave the ticket here with the child?
So you say that, and Durlagron like looks at the ticket, and looks back at you, and looks at the ticket, looks back at you. You don't speak a language that he shares. Shit.
The doctor can translate.
Yeah, but he's gonna try to explain if he can, which he can't. So in Sylvan, he says,
You are in danger.
Repeat.
"You are in danger."
He says that you're in danger. Did you give the kid your ticket, or did you give him Vrek's?
I had Vrek give him his ticket.
Durla doesn't know that.
And the doctor will explain, we had Kyan's familiar, the Phoenix, the Firebird, give him his ticket before Kyan dispersed him, and he can call him back when we can get him another.
Clever.
Apparently, we almost had an encounter with one of the problems.
What did you see?
I didn't see anything. I had to be stopped.
Whatever it was. Like,
Do you speak Sylvan?
I don't. I'm speaking to the doctor. I was about to specify that when she said that.
Fair enough.
It's not something I saw, Doctor. It's not something you see, Doctor. It's something I felt. And trust me, I'm not sure you should be grateful that you can. Yeah, that you can't. You did not feel it.
If not,
The doctor will
if not for Vrek, we all would have walked into its path.
The doctor will explain that back to them in Sylvan. I think the doctor's translating at this point.
That's fine.
Information was promised. Information was bartered, and information will be given. The shadow that hangs over the carnival is not the creation of witch and light. There has been...
Oh, fuck. I cannot say it with that voice, and I'm afraid of what it will sound like if I try, but he says there's been a coup d'etat.
Got it.
I believe the phrase is, oh shit.
Got it. We kind of had the thought, but we didn't know for sure.
Witch and light, no.
Nods.
They will be forced to act. To help you. If you reveal this knowledge.
If you feel this knowledge, or if
reveal this knowledge.
So they'll be forced to stop us if we reveal we know what's going on.
That's not what I
they'll
said.
be forced to help us if we tell them, we know that you don't want to do this.
Oh, okay.
So that's one of the things we have to talk fast about.
Right. That's why I was asking for clarifying.
Yeah, no worries. That voice is really hard to understand. But but it's a giant cat that doesn't speak common. What do you want? Like,
yeah, but basically that's part of what we need to speak fact on. It's, we're sorry for stealing the watch, we're sorry for interrupting the show, but we know that what's going on here isn't in your control. We want to help.
To be clear, you're not interrupting the show.
We're interrupting. At worst, we're interrupting Mr. Witch's entertainment.
Yeah.
Which is still interrupting the show.
Well, not the show. Not the show itself.
Interrupting his viewing of the show.
Yeah,
it's interrupting for him specifically.
There is something else.
Head tilt.
The hourglass.
Nods.
Doesn't say anything else. Like, that was it. That was the other thing.
The hourglass. Give me 1 second to flex the doctor's vocabulary.
Okay.
The Sibs does not have this vocabulary, but the doctor probably does. Trying to find a pseudonym. Synonym, fuck.
I was gonna say, you're already surpassing my vocabulary.
In the meantime, Durlagon has something else to say.
Okay.
I would ask you a boon.
Head tilt. What is it?
I cannot leave my post. I cannot cease my duty.
Nods.
I have also lost.
Head tilt.
Like, Durlagon looks at the three kids.
Aww. The doctor's fins kind of drop down. Got it. Are they somewhere here, or?
Not here. When the way is open, I would ask you find Star.
Once we get through the portal, find Star. I'm assuming that's your cub?
Nods.
Of course, I can do my best.
Dodagon reaches into the cart. There's a little basket sitting on top of the cart, and pulls out a small mirrored ball with one of its tentacles and holds it out to you.
The doctor will take it.
Yeah, it's just a little like disco ball.
What's this?
His
Nods. The doctor's gonna... How much does it weigh?
Negligible.
Okay, then yeah, the doctor will
But
put
you
it in
might
her
want to
bag.
investigate it first.
Alright, the doctor will investigate. That's investigation roll.
Mm-hmm. A normal one this time. Good roll.
Cool.
It looks like it's bifurcated across the equator.
So
Like-
words.
Cut in half.
Correct. Like a Pokeball.
Yeah, I think the doctor, like, looks at it. It can open.
I do not possess thumbs.
Got it. Alright. Once we find Star, we'll take care of it. Thank you.
I don't know why that's funny to me.
Because it's a joke, friend.
I told him, this makes me feel a little bad for all the times we've told our dog Oscar, grow thumbs and then you can blank.
Do you open it?
And then you can make your own grilled cheeses.
Do you open it?
I think she might go to, like, am I okay to open this?
No
And
reaction
press-
from the cat.
Yeah, I think she'll open it.
You open it and it opens like a jewelry box basically. And inside is a little like star, a little like metal star. It's shiny and it spins in a little cog and a little music box melody plays.
Aww. And yeah, I think the doctor, like, actually does make that noise, like, aw. And this will help us find him? Her?
So
Them?
like you look at it and then you look up and all three of the kids have gone to sleep.
Oh. Got it.
Wait. Oh. Is this father inspired?
No comment.
I'll take that as a yes.
Hockey.
Shrug.
I have
All right.
rendered what help I can.
It's immensely appreciated. Thank you.
Keep your tickets close.
The doctor will check for her ticket.
Yeah, you've got it. Da 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 da. All right, are you finished with the other girl?
I think so. The doctor's gonna close Star's music box and put it back in the bag.
Okay. What do you guys want to do?
Before we leave, I
Sorry.
think that she probably looks back and asks, how long until the show starts in Sylvan?
The end of the night.
Fair enough. Thank you.
Like,
And
nods
starts to
at
walk
you and
off.
lays down around the sleeping children.
Aww.
I pray to God we get an actual answer to that question soon.
I feel like I know how to get an answer to that, but I'll explain that later. Okay, so
Where to?
Keep heading on our path to the big top?
Heading to the big top?
probably, yeah.
Alright. The big top. The roof of this tent reaches towards the night sky in 3 swooping peaks topped with spinning gold stars. Painted wooden panels on the tent walls whirl with colorful motion, displaying vibrant circus performances. The sound of music and laughter drifts out through the canvas door.
Ah, this music.
You good, hun?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Is the fox there?
Yeah, did you guys not hear me?
I didn't hear anything after you changed the music.
I didn't say anything after I changed the music. Did you hear the description
Okay.
of the big top?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't
Just
say
sounded like
anything. I was
there
waiting on you guys.
It just sounded like there might have been more, but that's
Nope.
on us. Sorry.
No worries.
Yeah, I think the doctor like just keeps walking forward unless we're stopped.
You're not stopped. You can go into the big top.
All right, the doctor's gonna go walk inside.
People are setting up. You see, mostly people doing like dress rehearsals or setting up props. You see several glowing pixies, moving in formation, being managed by an ogre dressed as a djinn. You see a clear, like box with a contortionist inside, being carried by two halflings standing on each other's shoulders. You see several weasels with chariots attached to them running around the outside of the center ring. You see near the door there's a satyr who is playing the fiddle and causing plants to grow along the walkway. The cannon has been set up, and now there's a bunch of clown tumblers messing with that. There's a tiefling fire breather with a bunch of trained mephits.
What's a methods?
Basically very, very minor elementals.
Oh.
There is a goblin juggler standing on a ball, juggling a bunch of weapons. And an elf ballerina doing some stretches off to the side.
The doctor is genuinely impressed and slightly in awe.
There doesn't seem to be a show going on right now, but there are people who came in and like, let's watch the actors get ready. Like,
Yeah, I gotcha.
Always interested me that some people like doing that.
right?
Like, to each their own, but, like, really?
It does take away from the magic a little bit.
It does take away from the magic a little bit, but as someone who's done it, maybe I've been to a circus twice in my life, mind you. I've been to one of the pre-opening performances once because I was curious on how it worked, and it was actually really cool.
There are
Someone who's been in a circus, it's not interesting.
There are 3 rings in the center of the tent, and 8 sets of bleachers around it.
What does the upper area look like? Are there several boxes?
There are no boxes.
There are no. That might complicate things.
I kind of figured that Mr. Witch would just be among people. Like, yeah, Burley will be next to him, but, like...
Thought Burley said he had his own box.
He did.
Oh, no.
What do you want to do?
Does the box not show up until the show starts?
It may not. On the off chance, is anyone we know or that we've spoken to around here?
Yes. If you are
Who
intent
is?
to be looking for them, you see Candlefoot leaning against basically a giant fishbowl, talking to Palisha, and you see Burley like walking among the bleachers and like occasionally tapping them with his morning star.
Then yeah, I think the doctor kind of like casually, like as casually as she can, walks up to Burley, but with intent to talk to him.
Yeah. He looks up as you get close. Good
He
old
smiles.
you. He's not wearing his jack-o'-lantern helm this time.
Yeah. I was wondering, where's the box that Mr. Witch sits in? She isn't like being loud, but she's like saying this loud enough for
Yeah.
him to hear.
I understand. He says, You shouldn't be asking something like that. Security will get the wrong idea.
The doctor chuckles in return. Understandable. We just don't want to take up his seat if he has one out here in the bleachers.
VIP section is roped off. Once the show starts, Mr. Witch usually sits among them, unless of course he's wandering about or decides to stand up front. He hasn't stood up front in over 100 years.
Got it. Thank you.
VIP section is going to be over there, just so you know where to avoid. Slow wink.
The doctor will look over to where Burley kind of indicates.
A seemingly random point on one of the bleachers.
Got it. Thumbs up, starts walking down.
Hey!
Turns back around.
You talked to Footy, Lasha, and Durla yet?
We've talked to Lasha, we've talked to... Sorry, Durla. We've talked to Lasha, we've talked to Durla. I was actually going to talk to Footy once he had the chance.
Better hurry up. We'll be starting soon.
Nods and goes back down.
Make a perception check for me, please.
Perception. Perception.
You see a figure underneath the bleachers opposite the one Burley is by.
What does it look like?
A figure. It's under the bleachers, so it's hard to see.
I think the doctor stopped. I think the doctor just stops dead and gets this puzzled look on her face.
I'll say this: you can like look at them. It's not like the darkness in the carnival.
It's like a dude.
Yeah, it's like a dude.
I think. Is it like on the way to Candlefoot or?
It's on the way to the others, unless they went with you, which they didn't say.
I think, like, as she's going down, I think the doctor stops by where she saw the other dude on the bleachers.
Yeah, you look in and you see, it's under the bleachers, actually. You see Kettle Steam with a wrench, like, messing with the bleacher supports.
I think the doctor, like, kind of tries... Is there a way to slide down into the bleachers?
I mean, ostensibly, yeah, because that's how Kettle Steam got down there.
I think the doctor slides down. Hello there again.
No! God, don't sneak up on me like that. I'm in the middle of something and behind enemy lines.
I noticed, not necessarily enemy lines, but our friends have a plan.
Go on.
We're going to get the watch from Mr. Light, from Mr. Witch.
Like, pause, slow head turn. I'm sorry, what? I thought we were getting the vein from Mr. Light.
We ended up talking to someone here, and they said that Mr. Witch is less likely to kill us all on sight upon us doing so. We've enlisted some help, so...
You've enlisted help from whom?
People who have requested that their names stay out of it for now.
That's helpful, given that I don't want my name on it either. Alright. I'll hear you. What's the plan?
The plan is our Goliath, the big fellow, Kian, is going to wild shape into a... What did he call it? What was the creature? Sibs can't remember. I don't remember the name of the creature.
It was a macaque.
He's going to wild shape into a creature. I think he called it a macaque. And get the watch. When he does that, one of the performers is going to help keep things calm, and we are going to talk very fast.
You talk to the mermaid.
Of course.
God. I can't tell if you're mad or brilliant.
We've also talked to the chief of security, kind of gestures her head.
The bugbear?
toward-
Witch's right hand?
He's agreed to help us as long as we don't draw weapons.
Alright, I have decided you're mad. Completely.
I say suggest that this is entirely his plan.
This is entirely your plan. You told us to take the weather vane.
No. It was entirely Burley's plan that we're currently following.
This was entirely Burley's plan that we're following right now. Burley's the one who said he'd help us first. He said as long as we don't pull a weapon
So
on Mr. Witch,
You're
we're
going
good.
to charm Witch during the performance when Light is busy. I could kiss you. I won't, but I could.
Yep. There's only a few conditions of which mostly we can take care of. The other one being we need to give Candlefoot his voice back before we leave.
Before you leave for Prismere?
Nods. We want to help the people here, and we want to...
Of course. About that. Am I coming with you?
I mean, I imagine so.
I need a bit more definitive of an answer than that.
Kind of nods. Yeah. I figured you were. So, yes. I figured you were coming in.
Then let me tighten this bolt back. And she fidgets with the thing that she was working on, pulls the wrench back. Fine. I will meet you at the information booth when you have the means to open the portal. And we'll go together. Yes?
Nods.
Holds one arm out. Don't shake unless you mean it.
I don't see, out of character, I don't see why we wouldn't take Kettlestream with us. She has just as much stake in this as us. Hello?
Yeah.
Hi.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then we find out they're a war criminal.
I mean, they're wanted by the Fist.
Then again, so is the doctor.
Fair. Do you shake Kettlestream's hand?
That was correct.
Do you shake Kettlestream's hand?
If none of the NPCs, if any of the players have no reason to tell me not to, then yeah. I think the doctor
at
says...
the moment, I'm fine with Kettlestream coming with us.
As long as you promise to return that voice. I said that, I told Lasha that we'd give Candlefoot his voice back.
Before we leave.
Yeah, before we leave.
I'm aware. Still holding their arm out.
And yeah, the doctor will take it.
You shake Kettlestream's hand, there's a flash of light, and you're holding a silver amphora with a ruby glass inlay that is corked.
What's this?
Kettlestream just looks at you.
Oh.
This is his...
Nod.
The doctor kind of jumps up and down a little bit, and one arm hugs her. If she'll let her.
Yeah, Kettlestream pushes you back slightly and extends two feathers, points at her own eyes, and then points at you with one finger.
I'm watching you.
Sure.
The doctor gives a thumbs up. I'll find you once we have our way to Prismere. To you know where.
Kettlestream says, "Don't say that."
Right. And starts walking over to the others.
Yes, you go back over to the other members of the party. So Dr. Lorelei was talking to Burley, disappeared from your sight for a few minutes, and then comes back holding a silver amphora with red glass inlay.
She's also bouncing a little bit, like grinning.
You certainly got a spring in your step. Where'd you go? All of a sudden.
I found our feathered friend, and look at what she gave me.
Some weird glass thingy.
Kind of jerks her head towards Candlefoot. As long as we go get her before we go to our next destination, I'm good. We're good to give this back to Candlefoot. She'll be at the information booth waiting for us once we have our way to where we're going.
That's... You convinced her.
Nods.
Plan.
Nods.
That... One less complication I was worried about. That's good.
Considering I found her doing some less than savory things, yeah, it complicates things considerably less. I'm going to go bring this back to Candlefoot. Do any of you want to come with?
Aye. Let's go.
The doctor's gonna start walking over that way.
Yeah. So Candlefoot is leaning on Lash's bowl, and Lasha is talking, and Candlefoot is signing a response.
I think the doctor kind of...
Candlefoot has his back to you, but Lasha notices you very quickly and stops talking. Candlefoot looks around, and he smiles and he waves at you.
The doctor will smile and wave back. Guess what we found? And she'll hold the bottle out.
Yeah, overly exaggerated, for me, pantomime from Candlefoot.
Doctor will nod and hand it to him.
He does the downward wave, oh, you shouldn't have. He takes it and he uncorks it, and there's a big flash of light, and then you hear him clearing his throat, and he pulls at his collar a little bit. I really should stop leaving that around everywhere. Thank you, adventurers.
Not a problem.
How do you even remove your voice?
Ancient Elvish secret.
Fair enough.
It helps not to have it when you're on mine.
Fair.
Keep it in your locker. I never remember the combination to that thing.
I have a suggestion.
I'm listening. And also, if there's anything I can do to repay you...
Funny you should mention that, .TNG.
We'll get to that in a second. Seriously though, have you considered buying a four-piece... Not four-piece, four-latch. A 4-latch bottle strap so you can just strap it to your leg? And no one can really take it from you unless they take the whole
I'm assuming you don't know what an amphora is.
No.
An amphora is that big-ass Greek-style pitcher.
Oh, Jesus.
Yet the thing was as big as Dr. Lorelei's torso.
Have you considered a lock with a key?
I have, but... If he's misplacing his voice, don't you think he's gonna misplace a key?
Leave it with Burley.
Well, there's an idea.
You and Burley seem good friends. I doubt he'd mind.
Quite. We get on like oil and fire.
I'll be right back again, sorry.
No worries. Now, what can I do for you, and how can I repay you? Where was it?
That's the thing, right? We're on a bit of a small mission here. We think...
sorry?
We think you might be able to help us. How?
Anything.
Well, that's up to you. That's up to you to tell us.
Name it.
Candlefoot was there when we were talking to Burley.
No, he was not.
No.
Burley said, Footy, take 10.
Ah.
Well,
Right.
you see, So to say, we're trying to help the patron of the circus.
Mr. Witch and Light?
He, like, points up.
Hiya.
Oh. Oh. And he looks over at Lasha and she nods, like, they told me.
We've already got Lasha and... what was the...
Durla.
Durla. We've already got Lasha and Durla's assistance.
Is this what
Does
you
anything-
were worried about, Lasha? They want me to ensure Mr. Witch's cooperation. They want you to what? He looks back at all of you. Are you aware of what you're asking?
Just gotta keep him calm for a moment.
You had better have a damn good reason.
We do. We promise.
That brings us back to your voice.
Yeah?
One that more directly benefits from the patron had it, because they were going to use it to talk to Mr. Witch.
More directive. Who? What?
Someone with a pack.
Are they affiliated with the carnival?
Not directly.
Yeah. They were here because of the entrance. And, well, they suddenly lost connection. And
How much do you know?
A good deal more than we should?
Quite a bit, and we know a relative.
Go on, Candle. I know where the portal is.
Where it is?
Yes.
I guess there's a good reason. I guess there's a good reason they put you on the information booth. You seem to know everything.
I can't interact with it in any way. I don't know what
I'm
you
guessing
have
that's
planned, but you need to understand something.
Nods.
The portal cannot be accessed without both Witch and Light's acquiescence and presence.
Well, that's good. We've got a plan for that.
You're apparently
We got a
endangering...
We got a plan for Witch, but what if Light disagrees?
I don't think he will. Call it a hunch.
Right.
We're not going...
I can keep Light busy for the moment. Talk fast to Witch, whatever it is you're going to do. Take too long and... They call him Light for a reason.
We've been told to talk fast, and we know what to talk about. We're not here to harm this carnival or anyone in it. We want to help as much as anyone else.
It feels like so much of a special kind of home. There's no way we could possibly harm it if we wanted to.
It's... an impossibility. In an impossible universe. I'll help you.
Right.
It's the least I can
Glad to
do.
hear it.
Thank you so much.
But if
All of
you
you.
fail, I won't protect you.
Couldn't ask you to if we wanted. We wouldn't ask that of... We wouldn't ask that of Burley, we wouldn't ask it of Lasha, we wouldn't ask it of any of you. That'd be a lot to ask. We're already asking a lot.
Alright.
I should buy a new ticket for Vrek now that I'm thinking about it.
Allow me. And he like reaches into his coat and he pulls out what looks like a checkbook. And he starts like filling out a form, he rips it off, and it turns like blue-white and floats over to Dr. Lorelei, and then he does it again and it floats over to Sarah, etc., until you all have new tickets.
Looks at it.
It says VIP on it.
The doctor makes a little squeak noise. Thank you!
John, you get 2.
Nice. Candlefoot
Thank
is
you.
a fucking bro.
He closes the checkbook and says, "That is, aside from distracting light, the limit of what I can do for you. Stay away from Thaco."
We were already told.
We were already told, and thank you so much. This is so great.
I'm sorry to ask, what's the story there? Why do we need to stay away from Thaco?
Burley didn't tell you. He's
No.
out of touch. And it's starting to fester. I don't know how much you know about how things work around here, but a phrase you might want to familiarize yourself with is that and he stops, because all sound, all activity in the Big Top has stopped. And you follow his gaze, and you see Mr. Witch standing in the entryway of the Big Top. And he opens his watch, like winds it and opens his watch. And you see the stars behind him outside wheel on the planet's axis. And a big full moon appears over the center of the carnival, and he snaps the watch closed. And Footy says, "Showtime, I'm sorry." And that's going to be the last shot of our episode.
So that's why no one can figure out when the end of the night is.
I was either gonna say it's either when they decide it's the end of the night, or it's when the players say, okay, we're ready. Anyways, let's do some motherfucking shout-outs,
Let's do some
guess.
shout-outs. Vader, start us off, please.
Greetings, everyone. I am the Journeyman Vader. I am a moderator on Kit's Discord and Twitch, and a streamer on Twitch myself. You can find me over on Kit's Discord, on Twitch at twitch.tv/JourneymanVader, or on Twitter at VaderSidious.
Sibs?
Hi there, my name is Sibs143. I am in no particular order an artist, a stagehand, and a moderator for Kids Discord and Twitch, but to everyone else, I am a friend, the Drifter, and the one and only Technicolor Disaster. You can find me lurking just about anywhere nowadays, but I will be busy with school for a little bit for the foreseeable future until December, but I will still be here to help perform on the stage. Have a great night, everyone!
Hockey?
Hello, everyone. I'm the Intangible Hawk. I do some programming, do some art, do some gameplay. You can find me here on Twitch or on Kit server under the same name.
Gamzelis.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Guy Gamzelis, the Bard of Heroes, the teller of tales that need to be told. As always, if I'm needed, you can always find me on the Discord or in DMs. And until next we meet, have a fantastic rest of your night.
For my part, as ever, I am the Shop-Eyed Kitsune, the teller of tales and the weaver of mysteries, the Masked Bard. This is the channel that is ever devoted to lore and storytelling, world-building, role-playing, and discussions of those things. So, if that's to your fancy, you're in excellent company here, and I do hope that you enjoy your time with us. My streaming is taking a back seat for the next little bit because my internet problems still aren't fixed. I have a solution, in the works, but it's going to take time and effort to do. In the meantime, we're getting these DA shows up on YouTube as much as possible, and thank you guys for your patience during this time. We have some big announcements for the channel coming up. I should say community at this point, because we're branching out, baby. More on that to come very soon. If you are watching this when it goes up, if you're watching this in the future, you probably know all about it, but thank you for your patronage all the same. And as always, it's time to leave you with these parting words. From myself, my keepers, and those joining me on the stage this evening, to all of you, the regulars, the followers, the newcomers, and the lurkers, whether you're just having a seat by the fire or you've got a running tab at the bar, remember, there's always more stories to tell, and hopefully I'll see you all next time for another adventure in the Feywild with more Crown of Fangs and a new chapter. Good night, you guys. Thank you so much for stopping by, and hope to see you again soon.